Hello there everybody, how the devil are we all? I definitely won't be watching the football during this stream, I promise. It's true, honest, you can believe me. It's my birthday. Is this my birthday and that? Yeah. 38 years ago today, Mama Cat's Logan done squeezed out a boy. This boy. And I'll be honest with you, squeezed out, it does not do justice to the primeval agony of that situation, I'm sure. God bless her. The crazy bitch. Anyway, yes, and I have successfully gone 38 times around the sun now. Which I think, does that make me an astronaut? I think it does. I think that's how it works, I'm not sure. I don't make the rules. But as it's my birthday, and as we are all humans here, I assume, you have to be really nice to me. Those are the rules.
The return of the sausages.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Thank you, Wayward Astoria, with 1987 Kev Bitty Bits. I appreciate that enormously, thank you. The reason I'm not on camera, you may have noticed, is because I'm going to be on Normal Island. The show about British politics and that, with Curtis in about 10 minutes or so. So yeah, and again, I've been through this every time. Oh, you fucking little cunt bag! Thank you, Alex Otter, who says happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to me indeed. Yes. Apologies if I haven't gotten back to you when you've said happy birthday to me on social media. It's not personal, it's just I'm a lazy bastard. And lots of people have contacted me and I cannot be bothered. So just take this as a blanket, oh thanks, to everybody. Because I'm very lazy. Kev is as much an astronaut as Katy Perry. So, no, is the answer then. I'm not an astronaut. The actual answer to the question is no, not at all. Someone on TV just said, when there is a war, it doesn't matter who your enemy is. You need to destroy their offspring to prevent them from creating more offspring. Guess where the person who said that is from. Well, I'm going to guess, as Friends Rust. That's clearly must have been said by Adolf Hitler and not by the leader of an allied nation to our own, I assume, right? Honestly, the Israeli government really do like to pretend like they're Nazis when because they are Nazis. They are actually just Nazis. Hang on, what's this? Treasure Train. Oh, they've done a different thing.
Like a baby otter.
Thank you, Dr. Phil Decker, with Bitty Bits, who says, birthday bits for the birthday bitch. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. A treasure train. So a treasure train...
like a baby otter.
Started in your channel. Participants save 35% on 5 or more gifted subs at level 5. So that's the most expensive one, right? I think. Level 5? I don't know.
Oiled like a baby otter.
Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it means level 5 of the hype train. I don't know is the answer, ultimately. But that's a thing that Twitch wanted me to tell you, so I've told you. Thank you to...
Oiled like a baby otter.
Oiled baby otters. Now, thank you to Ernite for gifting 5 memberships. Much love to you. And thank you, Grayon Wannabe, with a donation and a picture of a cat. Always, always good.
Oiled like a baby otter.
Yes, we get it. Oiled like a baby otter, you cunt. Shut up. I'll fucking stab you. Go on, say it again. Say it one more fucking time, I dare you. I double dare you. That is a stiff dick of poop. Thank you, Fogel, for gifting 5 subby subs all the way from Austria. We'll forget about all of that unpleasantness of the past. We will. It's happened ages ago. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What is this? That is awful. That is me as a furry in a fucking suit thing. We don't need that. We don't need that. And that's... I don't even know what the fuck that is. That's definitely not me. Vogel, you are a lunatic. God bless you. Yes. And we're on level something of the hype train. If we get to the next level of the hype train, whatever that is, I don't even know. I'm not even going to bother looking. Fuck it. I will finger the 37-year-old Kev, because he's dead! Now it's 38-year-old Kev, who is very much alive and well. Well, he's alive. I wouldn't say well. It's all relative, I suppose, but, you know. Anyway, yes, like I said, we're going to be on with Curtis doing Normal Island at around past the hour. And what are the topics? I've forgotten already. I do have my notes. Oh yeah, the Tory councillor's wife denied appeal. Lol. Like, don't call for the murder of people, I guess. EU trade deal. Labour put sanctions on Israel. I mean, I'm going to put sanctions in quotation marks there. And, oh yeah, the Jumbly Crumbly Concretes. Did you know he's to blame for everything? According to the Independent, the laughably called newspaper Independent. Let's hope for a post-birthday edition of Man United Meltdown in the coming week. Oh, fuck yes. Absolutely. Austria did well in Eurovision. They did do well in Eurovision. They did extremely well in Eurovision. Again, yes, they're now blaming Jeremy Corbyn for Keir Starmer not doing anything about Israel, which is very funny, really. I love Turn Left, but they don't like prompt timing. Oh, you fucking tell me about it. Tell me about it. I know all too well, dear friends. By the way, if you can hear my fan quite loudly at the moment, don't worry. I've had to rejig the thing for my setup. Use the big words, Kev. You can use the big words. I've had to rejig my setup for not Lonely Island. I keep wanting to call it Lonely Island, and that's not at all what the fuck it is. For Normal Island. Which means, of course, that there's like no protection between the fan and the thing. But I'll turn the fan off. Don't worry. When we get started with the proper talking news show, I will turn it off. Because it's actually not that hot, to be honest. It's a little bit hot, but not mental. Last time Austria won with Conchita Wurst, then hosted it next year and came last. Okay, but look at it this way.
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, yeah, stop it and get some help. Now, look at it this way. The UK got 0 points from the public vote. So, you know. And we didn't even do Brexit this year. So, I don't even like... They're just being mean to us now. I mean, yeah, the song we had was shit. But that's not the point. This is the point I made. Who's stealing my fucking lines? Look at this. Hang on. Hang on a second. That's the, oh, for fuck's sake. This is the point I made. Look, you can't trust Canada. They speak French, and the other ones that don't speak French allow the French to speak French. Which is just unacceptable. Unbelievable. Some fucking people. If they start letting them speak Dutch, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Remember when we had Engelbert Humperdinck doing it for some reason? Yeah, we've had some weird shit, man. But nothing will ever beat "We Are the Winners" of Eurovision. Was it Lithuanian or Latvian entry that one year? Honestly, they are my favourite mental entry to Eurovision. What the fuck is Curtis doing? Like, come on now. Come on. 3 minutes supposedly till the start time. 3. Thank you, Navigator BR, for resubscribing 56 months. Delightful lunaticness. And the hype train, we got to whatever level of the hype train. So does that mean I win? I don't even know. Or the treasure train, which is like the hype train, but a different thing apparently. What is this bollocks? Allgemeine 0 points. Official release. What is this nonsense?
We've conquered Paris, but never one heart.
Did a German just start a song with "We've conquered Paris"? Because that is... You have... that is a strong start.
We've killed millions, but never kill it. We don't do dancers, we do panzers. Oh, how we ache to complain and fuck it up again. Oh, years go by, see us try, see us cry. Fall 2 times, get up once. Bursting dreams like Allemagne 0 points. 3 words so tender. Germany 0 points.
That's very weird. That's very weird. We are the winners of Eurovision.
We are the winners of Eurovision. We are. So you gotta vote for the winners. Vote for the winners. We are the winners of Eurovision.
Annoyingly, they didn't win. They lied to us, chat. Is all I can say. Let's have a look. Camera. That's the right camera. Audio. We have the correct audio. Okay. No, we don't want a virtual background. We do this every fucking time. Kevin Logan, join the broadcast.
To get back to, so I am sorry.
That's all right, don't worry.
Oi,
There
oi.
he is, the man himself. We love Kevin. We love Kevin.
Well, thank you. I mean, that is unnecessary, but thank you.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Do you know the person who sent me that message? You recognise the name?
Not at all. Random. Total random person.
I got it last night, and I was like, "That's so random. Why did I get that?" And I was like, "That's funny because he's on the show, but I didn't say it. I didn't tell anyone. So this person didn't know you're on the show. It was just, oh, it's Kev's birthday tomorrow."
Yeah. I suppose to my audience, yeah, Curtis was alerted by a rando on Blue Sky or Threads or something.
Yeah, Blue Sky.
Yeah, that it was my birthday, and I don't know who the fuck that person is, but God bless you, you weirdo.
Yeah, innit? This is nice though. I mean, I wouldn't have known. Do people know your age?
I'm 38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over 25.
That's a lie. You've gone too far there. What are you going to do? You go back like 5 years, vaguely believable. 25, no.
I wouldn't. To be fair, I would not have said 38 though. That's crazy.
Well, thank you. I mean, you are a flatterer, and flattery will get you everywhere.
Exactly. That's why I do it. Big brown noser.
Fair dues.
Yeah, Lewis. Sorry. What were you saying? Or,
No, I was just going to mention with the story about sanctions on settlers. Like, I don't think you have to tell the story, but it might be worth noting just in one line that the news broke today that diplomats in the West Bank got shot at by the IDF. I think that's just worth noting because it's in the context of the last 24
yeah.
hours.
I mean, if I forget, I'm sure Kevin can bring it up.
Yeah, Kevin will bring it up. Did you see the story, Kev?
Boils like a baby
No,
otter.
go for it. What's the story?
Literally,
sorry?
long story short, you don't need any more information. Diplomats were visiting from like 12 different countries in the West Bank today. They went the wrong way, and Israeli troops started firing at them. They said it was warning shots,
Boils like a
and then
baby
put out a statement
otter.
apologizing for the inconvenience. And yeah, it's just fucking insane shit.
Well, it's not surprising. I mean, literally,
Okay, not surprising.
the
yeah.
UN guy who like warned about the 14,000 dead babies was like, "We'll probably get shot at."
Oh yeah,
Boils
but
like a
don't worry.
baby otter.
They expect it. Like they know what's going on.
Oh, don't worry though. I was reading the Times of Israel today, and they've debunked that.
Oh, right,
We should
brilliant.
probably get going, shouldn't we? Just thought.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
late
yeah,
already.
sorry.
Shock. I'm on Kev's stream and someone said in the chat like they're not very good at timing. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit, we're on stream.
We're on Kev's stream. We're always on Kev's stream. That's one thing you need to remember. So don't ever like.
Oopsie. I didn't say
Safe,
anything bad
anyway.
anyway. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
I just want to very much quickly check so the graphics there. Your videos, are they in the overlay or are they in the pro scenes?
All of it is in. Well, it's all in the pro scenes, but it's all in the host. I don't ever do a separate scene because I know you don't like that.
I don't like that. Thank you very much for accommodating for my needs. Okay, shall we start?
Yeah.
Oh wait, have you set up the split properly? No, Kev's just come in and stuff. I see, it's me. Ah, look at my big ugly face.
I'm gonna zoom myself in actually for. Oh.
I wanted to get a haircut.
Put you in the comments. Who's no speaker? Okay. Don't worry about moving. I'll sort you out.
Ooh, and Netanyahu's just announced that all of Gaza will be under Israel's control by the end of the military campaign. So he's not deterred by the
Of course not.
threats.
Of course he isn't.
Don't worry, I will turn the fan off as well when we get going. The slightly annoying volume thing should be okay.
Is there a fan on in someone's background?
Yeah, he's gonna turn it off.
I said once we get going, I'll turn the thing off.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted.
Fair enough.
Curtis, are you on 1080?
Yeah, I've
Look-
just zoomed in for the split, but when we get on,
Even with the split, it looks a little bit. I don't know if it's just my.
it's probably just you. Let's go. Let's go before people start getting angry.
Okay. Right. Have a great show. I'll turn off the live stage feed. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just doing a couple of things in the background, so before the timer goes off, just shout me if you need me.
Yeah,
I'll be listening.
no worries.
I've muted myself, so no one. It's just you and me, chat. Yes. What was it? Yes, thank you, Wayward. I have already turned it off, although not because I remembered, but because of the generosity of Czar, who gifted 20 memberships on the YouTube. Much love to you, friendo. And I thought, I don't want to listen to that 20 times, so I turned it off, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to turn it off anyway, so I'll just keep that off until the end of the talkie. Thank you, Nick the Peasant. By the way, everyone go and follow Nick on the various platforms, who is awesome. Happy birthday, you beautiful hairy arse crack. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. It's beautiful. And I think, is that it? I think I've caught up there. Yeah, I'll have to read out any super chats and bits messages you do during the show, because I don't need the distraction. Trying to think and talk and be like vaguely erudite and make points that are sensible is difficult for the Kev. So I try to, not get distracted with that kind of shite. Like, it's funny to hear, I don't want to do this anymore, when it's just me and you, but when I'm trying to, like, not just when I'm trying to remain sensible, and not in the Keir Starmer sense, but like literally trying to remain, like, trying to think. I don't need the distraction. And, of course, it would be enormously inappropriate for me to be like, Keir Starmer needs to do more to end the genocide of the Palestinians, and then it's a stiff dick of Pope pops up. Like, that's... You don't need that. That is not appropriate at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, in its own kind of gallows humour way, it's not necessarily unfunny, it's just inappropriate. Although, is it gallows humour if you're not the one in the gallows? I don't know. Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes. How is everyone? Happy birthday. Thank you, Ella. Much love. Welcome in. Welcome in, one and all. Oiled like a baby otter. David Lammy has blood on his hands. Oiled like a baby otter. Not appropriate. Not remotely appropriate. Donald Trump confronting South African president on allegations of genocide. Oh god, they really are going to push the South African genocide shit, aren't they? They've elected Lauren Southern to be fucking president. Brilliant.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a live feed off.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There we go.
Apparently Corbyn is talking about a new political party for 2026.
Interesting.
I'm not sure. I think the trademark for the National Socialist German Workers' Party is taken.
Oh, fuck it, I was waiting for that. Mine Corbyn.
True.
Oh, shit.
Have a good show.
Let's go. Welcome back to Normal Island. I'm Curtis Daly, and I'm joined by very good friend of the show, Kevin Logan. Kevin, it's also a very special day for you, isn't it?
It is. It's my 38th birthday, massive landmark, as I'm sure we all can tell. And what a present to spend some time with Curtis.
Well, I'm glad I can be the gift, the best gift for your birthday, actually. I might say.
I need to not do the line now about unwrapping you, because that we're just too really.
Well, you said it now, aren't you? So it's already there.
You know, I did,
it's there in the public on the internet for everyone to see. So we've got it. We've got a really good show. There's 4 stories actually today. We're going to try and blast through them because we've got a time limit, but we're going to have some really good analysis from Kev. So coming up on tonight's show, jailed wife of Tory councillor denied appeal. Labour agrees to a trade deal with the EU, and also Labour are to put sanctions on Israeli settlers. And then the Independent blames Corbyn for Starmer's complicity in genocide. As always, remember to like the stream, and if you're not a subscriber, then please hit that button. Help us reach our goal of 40,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We'll be getting to your comments at the end, so please make sure you are very busy in the chat. But we're going to move on to our first story. Lucy Connolly, the wife of a Tory councillor, has appealed her sentence after she was jailed for 31 months for inciting violence during the race riots last year. Her appeal was denied. In a written judgment, Lord Justice Holroyd said there is no arguable basis on which it could be said that the sentence imposed by the judge was manifestly excessive. The application for leave to appeal against the sentence therefore fails and is refused. During a hearing last Thursday at the Court of Appeal, she said that she never intended to incite violence and did not realise pleading guilty would mean she accepted that she had. Many people, especially on the right, are outraged by this, from saying this is excessive to outright calling her a political prisoner. But note the last sentence in that graphic, right? The court came to the conclusion that she did incite violence, and then she pled guilty on it. She admitted herself during the trial that was the case. Now she's saying, well, I didn't know I was admitting to guilt. So either she had terrible lawyers or she's changed her mind. But regardless, once a trial is completed, you don't get to do do-overs. Now, look, I would say I'm a pretty, pro-free speech guy. But this was literal incitement. She called on people to burn hotels with children inside. And some people are trying to twist it that, she didn't say you should go and do it. She just said, I don't care if it happens. But again, as I said, the courts came to the conclusion that she was inciting violence and she pled guilty. She admitted to it. Now, maybe there's a question about the length of the sentence, but what she did was incredibly dangerous. Kevin, I want to get your thoughts on the appeal being denied. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I this is not surprising to me at all, really. I did, on a personal level, think that the original sentence was possibly a little excessive, but, I mean, she is literally the wife of a Tory councillor, and the Tories already did this by changing the idea that law was blind during the 2011 protests, where they threw the book at them completely. There was no nuance here. If you're involved in this kind of thing, you get the kind of maximum type sentences. So I don't think she's got real legs to stand on that one. And of course, what she did was enormously dangerous. She did call directly for violence against migrants, ethnic minorities in these hotels. I don't think she can have a leg to stand on in terms of defending herself on that. And also, the idea that she's now turning around and saying that I didn't understand that pleading guilty would mean I was saying I was guilty is ludicrous. Like, do you take us for fools? Do you take us for children? Like, obviously you knew exactly what this was. It would have been explained to you by your lawyers. And you're an adult. Just the basic concept of, if you plead guilty, that means you are accepting that you are guilty of the thing of which you are accused. Pretty straightforward. It's not exactly a particularly complex jurisprudence on this one. She's got no leg to stand on. In terms of the right-wing's reaction to this, it just goes to show you again, as we've, I think, mentioned many times, that the right wing have this understanding of legality, which is that they want laws that apply to everybody else, but not themselves. They don't want to have to live by the rules, The rules are there to protect them against everybody else and to infringe upon everybody else, but not them specifically. It's the American thing of don't tread on me, taken literally. Don't tread on me. You can tread on everyone else, just not me specifically. The right wing are genuinely unhinged in this country, and this is a perfect example of it.
I mean, do you think that at the time, given sort of the trial, she may have felt guilty, may have felt like what she did was wrong? So at the time, she pled guilty. And now, ever since, there have been people on the outside calling her a political prisoner and the right-wing pushback. Do you think it's almost given her courage to stand up and say, I mean, stand up as if she's not courageous, she's a coward, but I mean, it's given her the confidence to turn around and say, oh, actually, no, maybe I wasn't guilty. Do you think that she was a bit more sincere before? Because obviously, you know, if you're facing trial, you're going to be scared, and maybe she thought, maybe I was wrong. But then, of course, since then, you've had the grifters trying to back her up, and maybe she saw that and went, actually, maybe I'm not sorry.
Yeah. Firstly, she should have felt guilty, because she is, in fact, guilty.
Yeah.
Pretty damned obviously so. And yeah, there's no doubt that the right wing have used this as a kind of, or tried to make this into a blue touch moment for their culture war nonsense. Because again, anything to avoid talking about economics or material conditions of working class people, of course. They've tried to use her as a kind of grifting point, and she may indeed herself trying to set up a future grift of her own within this. But in terms of the legality of it, in terms of the actual appeal, as you pointed out, you don't get to do a do-over. You can't change your how you plead after the case. You can change during the case in theory, but you can't do it after the case. You've pled guilty, you accepted therefore responsibility, you get your sentence and you do your time. Very simple and straightforward. They can whinge all they like, but this was handled correctly, and the justice system did its job, albeit imperfectly as always. It did its job basically as well as I think you could realistically hope it to.
To touch upon these right wingers, could you mention them? They're so appalled at the assault on free speech. Of course, they've never cared about free speech. You know, the "don't tread on me" was basically "don't tread on me, but we can tread on everyone else." It's free speech for me, not for thee. Where were they when the Just Stop Oil activists were jailed for 5 years, right? Yep. Not actually protesting, just talking about a protest on Zoom, which is wild, right?
Yeah.
What about the journalists who've had their homes ransacked for speaking up for Palestinians?
Yep. Do
you think these same people would hold the same position if a Muslim said something just as egregious?
Well, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. They are massive hypocrites. And again, it's, you know, don't tread on me. They want the ability to say absolutely everything with absolutely no pushback, and that doesn't just include legal pushback. That includes any pushback. You'll see this. You know, this is why they have a go at cancel culture or cancelling people and all this sort of stuff. They don't just want free speech, as in the freedom to say what you want, and then the other person gets the freedom to say what they want. No. They want to be as offensive, as disgusting as they want to be, and you can't say anything to them. They want consequence-free speech, not free speech.
Fuck around and find out, basically.
Yeah, basically, absolutely, yeah. And it's so rare that you get this kind of middle-class white person ever face justice for anything other than the most obvious and blatant, very serious crime. And even then, they often get lighter sentences than other people. And so to see one instance where the kind of quote-unquote justice that gets meted out to working class people, to left-wing activists, as you pointed out with the Just Stop Oil people, or the ridiculous attempt to try and put terrorism charges on the remember the Colston statue thing in Bristol? Just absurd overreaches of the legal system. And you don't hear a peep out of these people. They're absolutely fine with all of that, but you get one middle-class Tory councillor's wife, and all of a sudden this is political persecution. This is the Gulags 2.0. It's absurdity. It really is. They don't live in the real world, these people.
Well, it feels quite relevant to bring up, because my producers just let me know that Kneecap have been charged with terrorism. So in our private chat, we've got specifically, if I can find it. It's gone now. Here we go. So Liam Ohana, a member of the band's Kneecap, has been charged with a terrorism offence for allegedly displaying a flag supporting Hezbollah at a London gig. So allegedly, and it's a flag. Quite a far cry from inciting violence. But yeah, Kneecap, the band or the band member, has been charged with terror offences. I wonder if the same people are going to stand up for Kneecap.
I dare say they will not, because of course, again, they're massive hypocrites. We'll have to wait and see exactly how this kind of comes out in the wash. But I do just want to point out that the week after we were told how terrible it is that Kneecap had threatened members of Parliament, Lee Anderson, the Member of Parliament, stood up and called for the violent expulsion of Jeremy Corbyn, the member for Islington North, from the UK. That's fine, though, apparently. Apparently it's absolutely fine to do that because, again, it's one rule for me and another for thee.
Precisely. But we've got quite a lot to cover, so we are going to move on to our next story. Labour have agreed to a trade deal with the EU which gives easier access for UK exports. Travellers will be able to use e-gates at EU airports, and UK defence companies can bid for EU defence contracts. The big point of contention is fishing. The EU and UK have agreed to roll over the existing fishing deal for another 12 years until 2038, providing access to UK waters for EU fishers. Now, not only that, but the right-wing media have claimed that this is a return to freedom of movement, yet nothing in the deal suggests this. Some ministers have said that a youth mobility scheme could be looked at, meaning that those 30 or under will find it easier to live and work in EU nations that have signed up to Erasmus. But of course, the right wing have lost their minds at this, branding it as losing their Brexit freedoms. So this is the Daily Express on their front page. PM is hell-bent on selling out our Brexit freedoms. Wow. We've got one from Reform. They tweeted, Starmer has sold out Britain in favour of the EU. He can never be forgiven. And then they've got a nice little graphic there. Now, I saw this tweet from Nick Tyrone. Now, he's typically wrong, so I wouldn't usually platform this guy. But I thought this was actually quite an interesting perspective. The Brexiteer reaction to the EU deal might encourage pro-Europeans within Labour to become more aggressive. If the Brexiteers are just going to shriek betrayal about anything at all, why not go the whole hog and rejoin? If it's all the same to the Brexiteers, why not? And I do think he kind of has a point here. I don't think we should, be going back in the EU without some sort of referendum. But the right wing acts like everything is a Brexit betrayal. So why don't Labour figures just go further? Kevin, what do you make of this deal? I mean, does it tell you that closer ties with the EU is just pretty much inevitable and Brexit is simply unworkable?
Not necessarily that Brexit is unworkable, because, again, I think there is a basic core of an argument of independence and sovereignty, that you can go into an agreement like the European Union and you can remove yourself from it. So I've got no issue with the idea of Britain being able to make Brexit work, so to speak, albeit it will definitely hurt us. I don't think that's in much doubt at all. But we could in theory make it work and survive and be perfectly fine. It's just that politicians obviously want to appear to be making the situation better, and that's why there was always going to be some kind of renegotiation at some point. This weird maximalist Brexit means the hardest Brexit possible is absurd, because that wasn't on the referendum. The referendum was, do you want to stay in the European Union or not? It didn't say whether we wanted to be part of the EEA or some other third agreement thing or whatever. We could have stayed in the common market or whatever. It's or the single market, I should say. So I don't think it's a matter of that. And I will give Keir Starmer one tiny bit of credit. And this is a very low bar to clear, but he did manage to clear it for once, that this was a thing he promised to do and then did. Well done. One promise kept, kind of, I suppose. He put in the manifesto a relatively bland statement about renegotiating our trading arrangements with the EU. Got a massive majority, albeit in a flawed system, but still it is the system. You can't go by any other system on that particular election. Got that mandate and then did the thing. Okay, that's fair enough, I guess. You sort of have to give it an opportunity to work. There was always going to be a give and take in all of this. And again, having to explain to the man children the stupid idiots of the right, that in any negotiation there does have to be a give and take, that you give a little bit and you get a little bit back. That's the way it always works. You can't have your cake and eat it. Brexit sold people the lie that you could have absolutely everything and give nothing up in return. It was the nonsense of, we hold all the cards. No, you don't hold all the cards. They're 28 member nations. We are one. That's it. Okay, you have to accept that and negotiate from that position. So I don't particularly mind the deal for the most part. From what I understand it to be, the freedom of movement thing is obviously another piece of kind of weird Brexit Red Scare nonsense. If under 30s find it a little bit easier to go back and forth, fine, whatever. But one thing it does sort of do is undermine this weird racist nonsense that he's been doing in the last 2 weeks to try and court the right, okay? He sounded like a combination of Enoch Powell and the drunk bloke in the corner of the pub going on about how they have taken over, right? He's been crazy, Keir Starmer, tweeting out constantly about immigration, island of strangers, etc. And then comes out and says, oh no, but we want freedom of, well, not freedom of movement, but a kind of return to freedom of movement. And you see the fact that he's tried to win over the right wing, both supporters and the media. And look at this reaction he's gotten from this EU deal. He hasn't achieved anything but to alienate his own base with this kind of rhetoric. We saw that the front pages of those papers, as you pointed out, and the fact that that Reform voters have a minus 92% net favourability of him, and that's down somehow. I don't even. It's nearly 100% for God's sake.
It can go lower.
It can. I'm sure it will. Yeah, can it get to above 100%? I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. So he's tried to sort of play this stupid strategy, and it's ultimately going to blow up in his face.
Yeah, that's an interesting take, isn't it? Because I think you're right. If we look at it culturally, he has sort of done the really, really extremist rhetoric on immigration. He quoted Enoch Powell, for God's sakes. And the EU is very much part of that culture war. The right is very good at... I mean, I think the right is done very well to use the EU against politicians, because, honestly, if you any sort of scenario you can think of, the Brexiteers will have an answer. So, for example, if people actually got behind Jeremy Corbyn's soft Brexit deal, and we had a customs union, today you'd have the Brexiteers saying, we need to leave the customs union, right?
Yeah.
We have a pretty hard Brexit, but they're just going to say, Keir Starmer is betraying you. And with this trade deal, which, okay, I mean, Keir Starmer's gone around the world. He's done trade deals with the US, India. It's only plausible that he's going to do one with the EU. They're once again going to narrativize it and say, this guy hates you. And this is the thing, like, he's not wrong to get a trade deal with the EU. I think it's fine. But you're right when politics is about narratives and stories rather than necessarily legislation and policies. Yeah. And in one instance, he's gone really, really extreme on immigration and then gone, in the eyes of people, pro-EU. And that's because they have no clear strategy here. Yeah. And actually, I think as well, it's another example where when you alienate your own base, then you haven't really got anyone to fight your corner now. Because obviously, this sort of... I'm not going to say it's pro-EU stuff. It's just a trade deal with the EU. Maybe there's a youth mobility scheme in there, which I think would be good for young people. I know we're older than that, but for those younger than us, I think it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
You want someone to rally the troops and stand behind you, but they're pissed off at you because just a few weeks ago you were sounding like Enoch Powell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's completely alienated his base, and he's going to lose the next election on that basis, and we're going to end up with Nigel Farage potentially, which is genuinely quite terrifying. But going to the point that you raised there with the Nick Tyrone tweet, I would broaden that out. I think he does have a point. If the Brexiteers are going to scream blue murder at the slightest, softening of a position of hardest of hard Brexits, then why not go and do an actually sensible policy? Because they're going to react that way either way. I would broaden that out to the whole of government. If you do anything vaguely progressive whatsoever, the Daily Mail are going to come out and call you a communist. It doesn't matter. They're going to do that. It doesn't matter if you try and placate them. It doesn't matter if you try and be nicey to them with your Enoch Powell sweet talk. It doesn't matter. They're going to call you a communist and evil devil man. You're going to nationalise the sausages, etc., etc. So do an actually progressive policy or series of policies, have an actual plan in place that would make the country better and infuse your voters to go and vote for you at the next election. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. But no, Morgan McSweeney is just a right-wing so-and-so.
It's a case of a centrist dad who's also said he would support reform, so he's not really centrist, catching up on what those of us on the left were saying for quite a while, which is you're absolutely right. When you broaden it out, it can be to do with anything. Right, taxing the rich, for example. I mean, you've got GB News people calling him a communist anyway. You might as well be a social democrat at most. All these policies that will, make his base happy and actually, improve the lives of everyone, regardless of your political persuasion. You might as well just do it.
Well, this is ultimately why Reform are doing well. Neither the quote-unquote left-wing party or the right-wing party actually represent their voter base. The Conservatives have promised low immigration for election after election after election and have massively ballooned it. So their own voters don't want to vote for them anymore. And you're literally to the point now where they're in 4th place in the polling. And I genuinely think with a good Green leadership, they might end up being 5th at the next election. They could genuinely end up being essentially wiped out. You're regularly seeing polling now that suggests they're going to be on 30 or fewer seats in any hypothetical parliament if an election happened now, and the Labour Party have completely sold out their base as well. So everybody is disillusioned with the two major political parties, and so just literally anyone, it's any piece of flotsam in a sea wreck, isn't it? Anything they can hold on to, and if Nigel Farage is potentially that, people will just go with it. Regardless of the fact that he's actually probably worse in many respects, he's offering something vaguely different. And ultimately, if it's a sticking two fingers up at Westminster, as we saw with Brexit, many people will take that option, even if it's against their own interests.
Precisely. Let's leave that story there, because we've got still a lot to cover. But I do want to say, before we move on to our next story, we do have a lovely video to show you. For the last 45 years, there has been a massive transfer of wealth from the working and middle classes to the top 1%. Billions of pounds have been taken from the workers and handed to the economic elites. In 2008, the world came to a standstill. The market had failed. Capitalism was in crisis. Yet 16 years on, nothing has changed. The bankers weren't jailed, the banks were bailed out, ordinary people lost everything. It's 2025 and we are now reckoning with a Labour Party that seeks to implement a Tory agenda. We face rising right-wing forces, more division, more misinformation. Yet no one in the mainstream media wants to talk about the real issue, the economic elites who have increased their wealth while the rest of us have become poorer. This isn't just a crisis of inequality, it's a crisis of democracy. The rich aren't just getting richer, they're owning everything. We are facing a global oligarchy and nothing is being done. Why? Because of our media. The same oligarchs who hoard wealth also control our press and now our social networks. This is why independent media isn't just important, it's necessary. It's why we're calling on your support. Turn Left is an organisation run by 5 volunteers working around our full-time jobs. Your contributions have already made a huge difference, whether by covering rallies, producing vox pops and interviews, or upgrading our equipment. That's all possible because of you. But we can do so much more. We can be far more ambitious. So head over to turnleftmedia.co.uk/support, become a monthly supporter, or give a one-off donation. If you want to fight back against the billionaire class, then help us build a media for people, a media for planet, a media for socialism. Smash the oligarchs. Join Turn Left. So that's turnleftmedia.co.uk/support for a monthly or one-off donation. Of course, you could become a YouTube member for just 99p. I'm also excited to announce that Turn Left will be hosting a space at the Media Democracy Festival in London on the 31st of May. Now, if you haven't heard of it, the MDF is a day of ideas and discussion on what is so wrong with our legacy media and what we can do about it. We will be hosting 2 live streams throughout the day with some very special guests appearing on the show. We will be revealing that soon. But as you can see, these are the list of speakers who will be attending the festival throughout the day. Pretty good stuff. And then we've got 2 keynote speakers who are Sangeeta Maiska, broadcaster, and Green Party Deputy Leader Zach Polansky. The event will be held at the University of Westminster, so make sure you tune in to our first proper in real life show. It's exciting stuff, but you know what? We've been extremely busy. But let's move on. Labour are to put sanctions on Israeli settlers. Britain has issued fresh sanctions against Israel over its morally unjustifiable escalation of violence in Gaza and demanded an end to its cruel and indefensible 11-week block on humanitarian aid. Foreign Secretary David Lammy condemned the monstrous situation as the UN warns that 14,000 Palestinian babies could die by Thursday unless action is taken to ease the crisis, which has left civilians severely malnourished. He announced the suspension of trade talks with Israel, imposed sanctions on 3 individuals and 4 entities involved in the settler movement, and said Benjamin Netanyahu's actions were wholly disproportionate and utterly counterproductive. So note, these are not blanket sanctions on Israel, nor are they on government officials, the ones, committing the genocide, but rather they're on 3 individuals who are facilitating the settlers, and there is still nothing that suggests Labour will halt arms sales. Now, Zara Sultana asks why arms sales have increased under Labour. David Lammy dismissed it as clickbait. I just asked the Foreign Secretary why arms sales to Israel I'll start that one again. I just asked the Foreign Secretary why arms sales to Israel under this Labour government now exceed those under the Tories. He dismissed it as clickbait. There's nothing clickbait about genocide. He has Palestinian blood on his hands. So the UN has warned that 14,000 babies will die by tomorrow, and the government will still send weapons to Israel, won't sanction the monsters who are doing this, and still won't call it a genocide. Instead, David Lammy is dismissing genuine concerns as clickbait. It's sick. Kevin, how can we trust them to even do this, right, when they've increased arms sales despite proudly announcing they suspended a percentage of them? Words mean nothing. And this is just a case of too little, too late.
Well, this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. This is going to have absolutely no impact, and it's designed to have no impact. We have David Lammy, a member of the Labour Friends of Israel, and Prime Minister Keir Starmer, another member of the Labour Friends of Israel, 2 avowed Zionists, basically running interference for the Zionist entity. That's all that's taking place here. They are not doing anything functionally to stop this. These piecemeal nonsense sanctions and this stopping of negotiations around a free trade agreement, what possible difference is that going to make? Absolutely nothing. And again, it's designed to be that way because they want Israel to do what Israel is currently doing. It's so sickening to me. They're still selling record numbers of arms to Israel during a genocide. They're still flying at our taxpayers' expense flights from RAF Akrotiri to do reconnaissance on behalf of the Israeli government. We know this. Several times now, over areas that those planes have flown, we've had Israeli bombers then target those areas. We are actively complicit. This government is up to its neck in blood. That's the be-all and end-all of this. And their response to this is basically nothing. It's to dismiss any criticism, as we saw with Zara Sultana or Jeremy Corbyn or any number of other people, including Tory backbenchers, people who have been members of the Conservative Friends of Israel for years, have called for much stronger sanctions, have called for a recognition of the state of Palestine, all of which have been denied by the supposedly Social Democratic Labour Party. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't know why there aren't significantly larger protests in the street over this.
I mean, why do you think these Conservative backbenchers and some people in the Labour Party, at least on rhetoric, are changing a bit? Again, I agree with you. These are not strong enough measures. They're pathetic. But why do you think they're getting called out by Conservative MPs? Do you think potentially some people have realised this is all on record? When the time comes, we could be prosecuted and facing jail. Do you think this is probably what's pushing these people?
In theory, they could they could face jail, but I think they know in their heart of hearts they won't be. I think they're looking at more the kind of judgment of history. They realise that the live streaming of the current Holocaust that we're seeing in Gaza, and indeed extended to the West Bank, let's not forget, it is there for the world to see. It's too obvious. We have seen 18 months of brutal genocidal slaughter, and now you've got people like Smotrich just openly coming out and saying, no, we're going to take over the whole thing. That is now Israeli state policy that they are going to take over the entirety of the Gaza Strip. This was never about protecting Israelis, as we know from the fact that they killed lots of Israelis themselves, the IDF, on October 7th. This is about land grabbing, as it always is, because that's the entire goal of Zionism, is to, bit by bit, the anaconda, just closes its grip constantly and takes more and more land, little pockets of land here, there and everywhere, whether it's an individual house in the West Bank or whether it's this carpet bombing and taking over of the north of the Gaza Strip, or indeed the entirety of the Gaza Strip. That is all this was ever about. The idea that this was about defeating terrorism is ridiculous. They are the terrorists.
I mean, 100%. What I was going to say here is basically, you mentioned Smotrich, by the way. He's just openly saying, I mean, multiple ministers are openly saying that, look, this is just genocide, right? But when I was reading this story and researching it, some people in the media, obviously mainstream media, were saying, oh, this is David Lammy's strongest words yet. They're quite stern words. They're really, really not, though. I mean, the language they're using is still things like, this is counterproductive. Counterproductive. This is not counterproductive. This is slaughter and genocide. Like, use the language, please. I don't want to hear, oh, this is worrying. This is concerning. It's fucking beyond that.
Yeah, it passed.
It's way beyond that.
It passed that point 70 years ago, frankly, but it especially passed that point on October the 8th. In all honesty, given the ridiculous response of
I think
the
they passed.
Israeli
Well, you could say they passed the point on October 7th because we know that they deployed the Hannibal Directive.
Yes.
Israel
absolutely.
literally killed their own soldiers, quite possibly killed their own civilians too. So even on the day, Israel's response wasn't proportionate. It wasn't just targeting Hamas and defending themselves. They were killing their own too. But they don't care, and they knew that.
Exactly. They could have had, they'll use the hostages as, ironically, human shields, of course.
Literally.
Because they could have had them back. Literally, a deal to return all hostages was put on the table months ago. A year ago, in fact. And they've turned it down because this was never about getting hostages back. This was never about defending Israelis. This was never about defeating terrorism. This was about the Greater Israel Project. This is about the Zionist entity wanting to do its cancerous work of taking over and spreading, because that's what it does. That's all that it is. That's their entire goal. Everything you have to understand about the way in which the Israeli government acts has to be seen through the prism of Zionist expansion, because that's all they care about ultimately.
And even for this, right, Labour are being attacked. I mean, some are saying the UK are turning on their allies. Prominent Zionist Jake Wallace-Simons, also known as Bold Wallace-Simons, was saying that this attack is unjustified and said that it's a betrayal of a friend to appease people, and I quote, who hate everything we stand for. So that's his words, not mine.
Well, hang on. Hang on. If we're attacking them, can't we just claim that we have a right to defend ourselves?
True. But the thing is, though, and he is obviously one of the most prominent Zionists, but no matter how pathetic Labour's response is, the Zionists will still cry foul.
Exactly, and that adds to the point we were making a second ago. If they're going to react that way anyway, and they do, the cry bully always strikes out, do something properly then. Actually do it properly. Be on the right side of history, because they'll respond to you regardless. And history will not judge you well. I think Keir Starmer and David Lammy, along with their Conservative predecessors, will be remembered in infamy forever for their involvement in this.
They
this
will be seen as monsters.
This will be one of Britain's saddest modern chapters. What a bleak, miserable, squalid, to use the word of the day, chapter in British history.
I mean, we are living through history and not a good period, and these people will be seen as monsters because they are monsters.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of not that I've ever been mealy-mouthed, but I'm just sick to death of seeing this concern trolling, and the media are, they're so bad at this that even when they slightly call it out, it's like, well, these are strong words. No, it's not. Okay, there's a literal genocide going on. The media's been complicit. Almost every single politician has been complicit. So many right-wing the right-wing commentariat and the so-called centrist commentariat. Jake Wallace-Simons, Bold Wallace-Simons, is utterly complicit, and their name is going to be dragged through history And I cannot wait to see how they are seen as utter monsters, seen for what they are. Yeah. And I know we're on the right side of history. We'll get called anti-Semitic or whatever. But trust me, in the future, when we look back, they're going to say, oh, we never supported it. Well, do you know what? We've got the receipts now. I mean, we're in a world now where you can't hide anywhere. We've got the internet. We've got video footage. You can't claim ignorance here. Yeah. We got you. Yeah, we fucking got you.
There's no denying this. There's no denying this whatsoever. It's been one of the most well-documented war crimes in the history of the world. And it's happened over a pretty extensive period of time now. And if you're just now getting slightly concerned or a little bit angry with the way in which Israel's conducting itself,
it's not good enough.
Your hands are covered in blood and they can never be clean.
Absolutely. Okay, coming up to 8:20, so let's move on to our final story. We're going to keep it quick. Now, The Independent has blamed Keir Starmer's complicity in Israel's genocide on, and I give you two guesses. That's right, Jeremy Corbyn. So political editor David Mannix wrote a piece about why Keir Starmer had taken so long to push back on Israel. And look, when I was reading it, I thought this would be interesting as the mainstream media, seemingly are calling him out. But when you read on, it gets quite insane. Maddox drops an absolute doozy. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theories suggesting Labour is being held back by Zionist interests can readily be found on social media, but none of this is true. In reality, Labour under Sir Keir Starmer has been held back by a sense of shame. A visible reminder of this came when former leader Jeremy Corbyn got to his feet to challenge Lamy. Under Corbyn's leadership, Labour became so immersed in anti-Semitism and so marginalised the Jewish community that the party has had to continue working hard to restore its reputation. Wow! So first of all, it's not anti-Semitic to say that Israel has an influential lobby. That is literally a fact. It has pressured Labour and many political parties worldwide on foreign policy. But Maddox here is suggesting that because anti-Semitism was so high in the Labour Party under Corbyn, which isn't true, Starmer has to be pro-genocide because of his apparent shame. This is wild. Kevin, I really want to hear your response on this one. We've had years and years of Corbyn derangement syndrome, but this has got to be one of the worst.
Yeah, you can tell that Jeremy Corbyn is a socialist because he has been living rent-free in these people's minds for so long now. This is genuinely embarrassing. I thought we'd seen peak jam man derangement syndrome.
I thought we did too. I thought we did.
And I thought it was over, but apparently it's long Corbyn, as it is, has been living in the minds of these quote-unquote journalists. They're not journalists, they're smear merchant hacks, for so long now. It's interesting that he goes on about there's no evidence that there's a Zionist influence campaign here, when David Maddox is literally writes for and is a member of a group called the Forum for Foreign Relations, which is not technically on Tufton Street, but is spiritually on Tufton Street. It is a Zionist right-wing think tank. He is the very Zionist influence that he seeks to deny. It's embarrassing. It's yet another smear. It's another smear. It's compound Zionism. They're saying the obviously ginned up Red Scare bullshit fear that we put into the public imagination is the reason why Keir Starmer can't do this thing, because we did this thing. So it's like Zionism multiplier or something. It's very, very peculiar. These people are genuinely quite deranged about Corbyn. Really, the reason they went after him, and we know it was complete nonsense, of course, is because of his support for Israel. His opposition to the government of Israel, his support for Palestinians. And they can't just accept that. They can't just be honest and open about that. And so they have to lie like this. The reason, of course, the real reason why Keir Starmer supports Israel and will continue to support Israel is because he is a Zionist, beholden to Zionist interests. Both he and the Foreign Secretary David Lammy are members of the Labour Friends of Israel. I think there's about another half a dozen members of the current cabinet who are members or past members of the Labour Friends of Israel. He's doing Zionism because he's a Zionist. It's got nothing to do with Jeremy Corbyn. That's a complete lie.
I mean, look, if you really dissect that paragraph there, really think about it, you can see how insane it is, because even if you would accept the premise that anti-Semitism is really, really high under Jeremy Corbyn, you accept that premise, and then you also accept the premise that Keir Starmer goes, right, we need to build trust with the Jewish community. He's literally saying, right, so I'm going to support genocide because anti-Semitism was bad in the Labour Party. And this is me showing the commitment to Jewish people. So one, you're showing that, okay, Keir Starmer's a piece of shit because apparently you have to support genocide to show solidarity with the Jewish community. And number two, is fucking anti-Semitic by saying, actually, to show that you support the Jewish community, you need to conflate Judaism and Jewish people with Israel. Therefore, if you support genocide, you're on the side of Jewish people. Every faucet of that paragraph is giving me I've been left inside a basement for 6 months. I've been drip-fed piss water, and I've been eating cheese and biscuits. And you've got, scribbles on the wall everywhere, and you've just lost your fucking mind.
Yeah, no, it's genuinely very, very strange. It's not necessarily quite as bad as some of the other smears, like he was a Czechoslovak spy, or the fact that he wears a tie means he's ambitious and therefore he can't be prime minister. But this is definitely added into the pantheon of weird as hell Jeremy Corbyn derangement syndrome. And its illness. It's this is clearly one of the newer manifestations. It's very much the Omicron variant of Jeremy Corbyn derangement syndrome. And honestly, Maddox should be genuinely ashamed of himself. As Zionist lying bullshitters go, he is really up there.
I mean, look, there's a reason why media trust from the people is at an all-time low. British media is one of the lowest in terms of the entire EU. It's because our media is absolutely insanely broken. And it's people like Maddox, and it's people like The Independent who platform him. This is the reason why we hate the media. It's so broken because it's insane. Yeah. And we talk about fake news all the time. Yes, there has been a new abundance of really obvious fake media, which has come from sort of MAGA and the right wing, absolutely. But fake news didn't start in 2016. It didn't start with Donald Trump. It's happened for decades.
Yeah.
The BBC has been hollowed out by Thatcherites, so now it's just pro-business. And you've got the corporate media, you've got the Independent, spouting shit like this. And this has been happening for decades. People hate the media, and they're right to.
Yeah, the media has been consolidated into fewer and fewer hands, and therefore fewer and fewer interests get a voice, to the point where it's now just all exactly the same. They're all in absolute lockstep, and the British people can see that, and they don't like it, which is why they should support independent media. Turn left.
Precisely. Well, I think that's a good way to end it. So we're going to leave those stories there, and let's bring in our producer for your comments. I know you've been busy. I can see it on the screen. So, Lewis, how are we?
Hello, can we hear me?
We can hear you. Fine. Let's hopefully viewers can hear you.
Oh yeah, that did happen last time, didn't it? I'm all good. It was a great show so far. I think the input's been fantastic, and we've had some wonderful, interesting comments. I just want to add something really quickly, though. John Pierce, who is a brand new MP, it was the new head of Labour Friends of Israel, because I want to talk about it quickly, because Kev brought it up, wrote an article in the Jerusalem Post about 6 weeks ago, and it was an opinion piece saying Labour Friends of Israel do not support the ICC arrest warrants. They do not support the restrictions of arms sales, and all that other types of stuff. And nobody reported it on in Western media. And I'm not doing this as a brag, but this is how far you have to go to get this reported on. I had to contact 2 organizations which I have contacts with just to get this into Western media, because nobody reported on it. And those 2 outlets, the National, Scot and the Canary, both then reported on it.
Are you telling me that Zionists don't support international law? Because I don't believe that for a second.
No.
That's crazy.
I think you might be wrong there.
Yeah.
It's just really frustrating, because this is how the lengths that you have to go to sometimes just to get things in the news, because of how our media is currently structured.
Well,
but
it's
anyway.
ridiculous. Another example of that would be the fact that you've got a terrorist who's attacked the Prime Minister's house, but because he's Ukrainian and they're on our side now for a bit, that doesn't get mentioned. Imagine if he'd been a Muslim.
Oh, it'd be everywhere.
Yeah, it'd be on the front page of every story. We wouldn't hear about anything else.
Well, even as a guy from Leeds, the crossbow attacker just a few weeks ago, far right guy, inspired by the Christchurch attacker who went into a mosque and live streamed it and killed 50 people, barely made it into the news. It was barely covered.
Yep.
And if that would have been a Muslim, very different
Mm-hmm.
story. Anyway, let's start from the top with the comments. So, firstly, we got a lot of happy birthdays to Kev. So, happy birthday to Kev.
Whippersnapper.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to Kev. And another happy birthday to Kev just from a lot of our regulars. But moving on to the sentencing that you guys were talking about with, is it Lucy Connolly? Andrew Wilton in our comments actually knows somebody who was part of the 2011 riots who got 11 months for stealing a can of beer.
Yeah, exactly. They set the paradigm up. The idea that the legal system law is supposed to be blind was thrown out the window. They needed to throw the book at them, etc., etc. Political interference in the legal process. So, okay, when it's not people you don't like doing riots, the same rules apply. Get wrecked, lads.
I mean, the thing is, though, people are acting like this is Keir Starmer's fault and it's political persecution. But as Kevin's mentioned, like, it's literally just the system that's been set up for a long, long time
Yeah.
with the Tories. So it's not
Yeah.
Keir Starmer didn't hand that sentence down personally. I don't like defending Keir Starmer, but I'm also not going to attack him just because I'm,
Well, they do
partisan.
this. They do this with his role as the head of public prosecutions as well, as if
Yeah.
he was personally in control of every single instance in that.
Which is just not true.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I think what I worry about in general with this story, because actually nobody's brought it up in the comments, so I will, the news of Tommy Robinson today. If everybody's seen that he has been charged with 2 new charges about threatening journalists.
Wrecked,
And
lads, wrecked.
did you see that, Kev?
I didn't see that, but I do hope they keep his tiny little cell warm for him.
Well, this is obviously this is going to tie into the Lucy Connolly story, how, these people believe that some people say she's a political prisoner. You've got some people saying it was too harsh, whatever. But this is going to obviously add fuel to the fire, isn't it? They're going to say the second he's about to get released out of prison, 2 new charges drop against him, 2-tier system, political systems being weaponized against him. And,
good.
yeah, it's good. Like, he should get justice for what he did. I found today the original posts where he did threaten those journalists, and they are very threatening. And they're going to use this, though. And
Why did they
you can make
wait
jokes about it.
until he was released, though? Because obviously optics,
Yeah.
it feeds into it. But why didn't they do this while he was in jail and then just extend the sentence?
Yeah,
I'm going to be
This
completely
looks
honest and
worse.
say I don't actually have the answer to that. One possible thing is just like waiting for somebody to finish their sentence to continue the investigation. I don't know. Maybe more. I'm sure more information will come out about it. But even the lack of why this has happened now is going to continue to fuel the speculation
Absolutely,
of the far right. And Tommy is more powerful now than he ever has been before. He's got endorsements from Elon Musk. He's got his bigger following, and I'm a bit scared about like where this is going to go. I'm not saying the justice system should go easier on him, and I hope there's no malfeasance in this and all, but the timing is awful, especially with the Lucy Connolly case. And now I'm just kind of scared about tensions, where the country is. Starmer's quoting Enoch Powell, and that's all I can say.
Yeah, it's a worrying backdrop to it, but I just say to Tommy, stop being a criminal.
Yeah,
If you
pretty
don't
much.
stop doing crimes, you'll stop
Yeah.
going to prison.
Anyway, so Jacqueline said perhaps she was hoping that a guilty plea would mean a lesser sentence. In some cases, it can.
I was reading that apparently that was the idea, that the even the lawyer apparently said you're probably going to get a lighter sentence, but that always.
Well, if it's not
but
if it's not a plea deal, then there's nothing guaranteed about that. you know.
that's what I was about to say. It can be seen as they're admitting guilt and they might get a lighter sentence. It's never guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think these are probably excuses to try and. It's probably what she used to try and get her appeal, which didn't work. But yeah, I mean, you can't. Maybe she didn't have a very good lawyer either, but you can't be like, oh, hopefully if I do a guilty plea, I'll get a lesser sentence. You need to know that for definite before you do the guilty plea.
If it's a trained lawyer, it doesn't matter how bad they are. They would know that pleading guilty means you're pleading guilty. Like, that's a very obvious. It's a tautology almost. Like it's the same. You know what that is. You know what that means. It's not like with out of court settlements and stuff where you say like, oh, I'll pay you this X amount of money, but technically I'm not accepting guilt for the thing, so on and so forth, right? Load of bullshit. But that's like, there's legal indemnification in that. Whereas when you're in court, you plead guilty or not guilty. And if you plead guilty, you're accepting guilt. That's just the fucking way it works, you know?
And again, in the context of the riots, that the way sentencing works under these circumstances is that, yes, you do have the book thrown at you and you are made an example of, because when somebody else goes to prison for doing what she did under, private circumstances, meaning you probably won't even hear about it in the news, they might get a lesser sentence. But the judicial system is there to deter people from doing these actions again in light of public unrest. That's the point.
I think that was the mentality of the judge. He did want to make an example out of her. But that doesn't mean that she was right in any way or she's a political prisoner. It is true that when you hand these sentences down, it's not done in a vacuum. They will look at the entire case. They will look at the race riots and they will say, this is someone who's not, super famous, but she's wife of a Tory councillor. She has maybe some kind of following, maybe some kind of trust in her with a proximity to a politician. These things are taken into account.
Yep.
I'm not a legal expert though, so
yeah, absolutely. We'll have to wait for more information to come out on this, especially written to Tommy. I saw another article come out today about someone referring to themselves as a woke lefty, but she supports Lucy Connolly. Everyone seems to have an opinion on this, but ultimately,
I will say I do think she was given a harsh sentence.
Yeah,
but
it could have been shorter maybe, but it
could have been. But not just that, but. Once you've been given that sentence, if you've pled guilty, I don't think you can really appeal that. I mean, you can literally, of course, and that's quite right that you should be able to. But realistically, on a kind of moral level, it doesn't really work. And secondly, you definitely can't argue freedom of speech. They pled guilty. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and just to quickly actually add on top of that is the one thing that the right are obsessed with, but not in the right way, is obviously when it comes to whole Pizzagate type stuff, QAnon conspiracies, all the the establishment's full of paedophiles, which it is, but not in the way that they think. And when you see stories like Hugh Edwards and he gets X amount of time, and then you get Lucy Connolly. I'm not saying that they're right on both issues of Lucy Connolly and Hugh Edwards, but I think they're right in saying, why is it that someone like Hugh Edwards can get suspended sentence? What you got?
Yeah, exactly.
And these, I think these are fair points.
Yeah, but it's not either Keir Starmer or indeed any individual person's problem there, and it's not even the judge's case, because I remember I was on this show where we looked at the Hugh Edwards case. Clearly, it was like the judge did the right thing given the sentencing guidelines. Now, it's clearly not morally the right thing at all. But the thing for that is you need to vote in politicians who are going to change those sentencing guidelines and change those laws.
Yeah.
The judge themselves, the legal system, worked as it should do in both situations, given the appalling political situation they've been left in.
It's also the rights drawing up battle lines which are incorrect, right? Their battle lines are... Well, Hugh Edwards worked for the BBC. The BBC's woke lefty, so he was given a lighter sentence. Lucy Connolly was speaking truth. She's on the right. That's why. The real battle lines is the rich and powerful and the elites. And Hugh Edwards is far more powerful than Lucy Connolly. So there's also that level of privilege to it. Now, again, obviously, this is down to the actual guidelines. Above anything else. But usually when you have a two-tier policing system, it's those who threaten power and those who don't, which is why JSO got far harsher sentence than Lucy Connolly. Lucy Connolly got 31 months. Okay, we can debate whether it's too long or not, but she was inciting violence and violence of the specifics, which was burning hotels down with refugee children inside it. That is what happened. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt and the hotels weren't burnt down, but there was attempted arson, right? Compare that to, hi, we're just on a Zoom call and we're going to discuss where we can peacefully protest the planet being burnt to death, right? These are clearly two-tier, but it's the real two-tier is your proximity to power. But the right wing, what they do is they say, no, the richest in society are on our side. It's the scroungers. It's the queer people. It's, black and brown people. It's Muslims. They want to divide you culturally, which is very fascistic, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to jump onto something else, Idiosyncrasy,
Much appreciated. Thank
I
you.
can't pronounce it. Yeah, gave us 10 left memberships. They did add another comment further down asking if Helena comes on the show, but I can't find the comment now. And if this is your first time, Idiosyncrasy, welcome. But yeah, Helena is on the show very regularly.
Yes.
Okay, on to I couldn't find the comment that they put. I think this is referring to the Americans who were arrested in the US protesting, arresting Holocaust survivors on pro-Palestine demos, not
Well,
a peep.
not just in America, in Germany. Yeah, we've had Holocaust
Has-
survivors being arrested there.
I
It's
think it
ridiculous.
might have been when I quickly brought up Kneecap.
Yeah.
Although they
Okay.
weren't at a demo, but yes. But that's happened. I mean, I know Kneecap weren't Holocaust survivors, but like I said that story, and then this comment came up. So, but yeah, it's happened. It's happened in Germany. Definitely,
Well, exactly.
sure.
It's the point of like, whose freedom of speech do you support?
Yeah, exactly. And then ultimately, when you arrest people on this, you kind of, well, there are many Holocaust survivors who see there's a current Holocaust going on and they want to protest it. So eventually, you're going to get victims of it in order to defend the state of Israel. It's kind of like Israeli ministers, backdoor behind the scenes saying, "Well, fuck the hostages or the family of the hostages. Fuck them. We want to obliterate Hamas, which is Palestine." But they tell us, "Oh no, it's all about the hostages." But they, obviously not.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hostages, let's jump on to sausages. Communist sausages sound fantastic, by the way.
They do. sound pretty good.
Release the sausages.
Release the sausages. Also, Idiosyncrasy put Timu Enoch
Right.
talking about Slava.
He doesn't even
and
have
obviously,
the charisma with the fascist talking points,
True.
also as well, what's his face? Is it what's his name? The Holocaust survivor, the Lord. Is it Alf Dobbs? Is it? Is his
Yeah,
name?
Lord Alf Dobbs. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the newsagents after the Enoch Powell speech, which is again a weird thing to say. And he said that he was asked, was the language similar to Enoch Powell? And he said, yeah. He was like pro reducing immigration and stuff like that, but he still agreed. A Holocaust survivor who who escaped Nazi Germany and came to this country agrees.
He'll get
that-
called woke
that it was-
nasty
it
by
was-
GB News, though, won't he?
Okay, on to the next one. We have people in Britain seem to not understand that the US is not going to provide for Europe's security anymore. Those days are gone and over. I think John Stitch is an American. Don't know. I think it's related to the EU conversation.
Well, I mean, I think it's related to it because we didn't bring it up because there's so much to talk about. But there is, I mean, Labour ministers have been proudly saying, like, "Oh, look, we've got so much defence contractors," or allowing the EU to buy our contracts with this EU trade deal.
Yeah.
So basically, there's going to be a lot of money going to and from the EU when it comes to defence. And I think, there's a big question, and it kind of relates to what Zach Polanski was saying. And, by the way, he was sort of stitched up about this NATO thing. He didn't announce it. It was just sort of an offhanded comment, which got blown up. But obviously him saying we can't trust Trump, we need to rethink our military alliances, and maybe we need to have a sort of a stronger security alliance with the EU or Europe. I mean, yes,
I think
who knows what's happening with the US?
I think it's just worth noting again, just to point out to the stupid Americans who talk about, okay, we don't have to defend Europe anymore. They don't understand what they get from the relationship of the military police state of the world, which is the US. And the fact that they can assert their influence everywhere around the world allows them to do things like having the dollar be basically the financial transaction currency, the petrodollar, all of these things. You get money, power, and influence out of you having military bases in Europe. It's not just, oh, you're doing a favor for Europe. You guys are imperialists. It's a military police state, and you use that to exert your power all over the world. And if you don't have that anymore, then we're not going to work with you anymore. And that's what countries are doing. That's why when the EU signed up that, how much was the deal worth? The original military deal, like hundreds of billions of dollars. They've specifically excluded any US companies because America is unreliable.
Yeah.
Moving on to Lammy. So Jacqueline said, did all this happen before Lammy's exchange with Zara Sultana in Parliament or after? This was during the actual exchange. I watched it to Jacqueline. And when he was saying it was clickbait, he was referring to the National Scots reporting on arms sales to Israel. And National Scot posted a video on social media, and they were not very happy with Lammy's comments.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Anything from you guys?
David Lammy can go fuck himself.
Pretty
We
much.
did we did the analysis earlier. We can just say that he is a terrible, spineless
Absolute prick.
person. He jumps on any popular movement. You know, he was a Corbynista when Jeremy Corbyn was leader, and now
Have
he's
we
firmly...
thought about buying him a couple of dinners? It might change him.
He might do.
Yeah.
That's the thing, he's that fucking easy that he blows with the wind, and now he's got his face so far up Keir Starmer's ass that genuinely, I don't know how he's not ashamed of himself, not just over his political positions, but just how easily he can bend to political will.
Yeah.
He's a complete chameleon, and it's utterly embarrassing. And I think there's no one who does it so obvious than Lammy.
Yeah.
And having watched the exchange as well, I got really pissed off at one point when he was shouting back at Priti Patel. And just to remind everyone, she was fired for having secret meetings with Israel. Just like to bring that up whenever I can. Lammy said to the Tories
But
that he
don't you suggest that there is a Zionist influence on British governments?
Yeah, don't you dare.
It's outrageous.
What's that? Priti Patel used to work for Weber Shandwick, and so did Luke Akehurst. Oh, coincidence. Anyway, yeah, so Lammy turned around to the Tories, and Priti Patel specifically, and said, I am taking a moral stance on this, and they didn't. And he also said, I am proud of my record on this issue. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding? Anyway. So
I can only repeat, David Lammy, go fuck yourself.
Pretty much. Surely they'll do time at this point. The evidence stacks up more than Tony Blair, surely.
Yeah, but then Tony Blair, he should be in The Hague, and with all the evidence, he's evaded it. He's never going to jail. He's too powerful. So yeah. I don't think any of these people will face justice. Politicians and people in power often don't. So they will go down in the history books as disgusting, vile monsters who supported this, who supported babies being blown up. That is what they supported. I'm sorry, but they did. Yeah. And they have, and they will, and they continue to do. Will they face justice? No. I hope I'm wrong.
Maybe
bitterly wrong.
Maybe Tony Blair's going to use AI to avoid his place in hell.
Well, just to point out how saying killing babies isn't anti-Semitic, there's a big scandal in Israel right now where the leader of the Democrats literally got up yesterday during a speech and says that Israel has got into the hobby of killing babies as a hobby, and it's caused a big outrage. So,
he's not wrong.
If the leader of a political party in Israel is saying it, then surely it can't be anti-Semitic.
Okay, but
Jim,
if that's in the Knesset, did they take time out from yet another discussion of how grey it is to rape prisoners, or what?
Oh no, but today in the Knesset they dragged out the Arab Jewish leader for calling out the genocide. So
the only democracy, democracy in the Middle East.
Anyway, Jim Spreek brought up the Eurovision. Israel's next Eurovision act is just going to be that arsehole from the World Cup saying no politic here.
No politic here, no politic here. Yeah, but you know what you do? You say, Free Palestine.
Yeah. I shared this in the last show, but just to remind everyone, the Israeli government are currently trying to sell off their public broadcaster because they don't like the coverage that the government has got from them. So if Israel do sell off their public broadcaster, they will no longer be eligible to be a part of Eurovision.
And then they'll call Eurovision anti-Semitic.
Yeah. Well, we had some lovely comments about Jeremy Corbyn in light of The Independent blaming him. So Andrew put both of them. It was Jeremy Corbyn who originally expelled the Jews from Israel, not Nero.
Everything is Corbyn's fault.
And then followed it with Jeremy Corbyn betrayed Jesus and framed Judas.
True.
Very much so.
But yeah. So just blame Jeremy Corbyn for anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you know Jeremy Corbyn? Jeremy Corbyn literally did the Spanish Inquisition, which no one was expecting.
If you want a job in the media, you just blame Jeremy Corbyn.
True.
It's so easy.
True.
So James just gifted 5 Turn Left membership. Thank you so much, James.
Much appreciated.
And me and my Motley Crew too just became a member as well.
Welcome to Turn Left.
Welcome. Guys, that's it for the comments. So So much going on. 4 news stories, lots of comments. Great show. So thank you very much.
That was a jam-packed show, but I think we've kept it really, really concise, bang on time, actually. But of course, as Lewis said, that is all we have time for. I do want to thank everyone who tuned in, and of course, I want to thank you, Kevin, for joining me tonight. Again, happy birthday.
And thank you all.
I hope you had a wonderful day talking about genocide and all sorts, and David Lammy.
I'm so rock and roll. Yeah, I spend my birthday talking about David fucking Lammy.
Well, I promise we will not try and put David Lammy on you too much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Also, I like this this comment from Jacqueline. Jam-packed, haha, very funny, Curtis. Get it. You're the funny person because there was no pun intended. But now I'm going to say it is pun intended because you're going to see the jam band very shortly. I just want to say as well, remember to like the stream. And if you're not a subscriber, then please hit that button. If you want us to grow, then you can head over to turnleftmedia.co.uk/support. There is a link to our Patreon where you can support us monthly, or follow the other link to give us a one-time contribution. Alternatively, you could become a YouTube member for just 99p. I want to say thank you again. I'm Curtis Daly, and I will see you next time.
Support independent.
Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler.
I was just kicked out of the stream.
I know you got kicked out at the worst point. I had to quickly get out to myself. I'll stare at the fucking camera.
Did you see my message in the group? I accidentally, I was typing so fast, I just put in one long word, just but got nicked out.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Right, and that is redirection to Kevalev.
Yes, welcome in, Raiderinos. How am we? Are we all right? I'm not at all watching the football as well, so it's fine. So I don't need.
Sweet show, loved it.
That was good. Oh. So what you got planned for this evening, lads?
I think Cog jumped in to try and help out, but we're sorted.
Oh, on what bit?
I just saw him come in for a second.
Yeah, but then, but you know, that was you were doing that as well. Your account kept coming in that. In
yeah, when I wasn't even like on my computer.
There's a ghost in this fucking software.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I mean, what have you been up to today, Kev?
Sleeping. I was just asleep. I'm on full degenerate hours at the minute, so I'll go up about fucking 3:30.
Wow. What time? But then, what time do you go to bed at night? Though, is it late?
Oh yeah, no, it's light outside.
Shit.
I haven't.
You fucked your body clock up there.
Oh, completely. Well, that's what streaming does. Like, because the thing is, if I stream relatively late, and so I don't.
You and Helena go fairly late, don't you?
Yeah. So like, if I don't, you can't like sleep straight away because there's still a little bit of adrenaline and like you just like you need to sort of wind down for a bit. So the earliest you can get to bed really is like 2 or 3 maybe.
When do you go till then?
Well, it depends.
What time will you go till?
Oh well, no, tonight just because this is the only thing I've got planned. As soon as we finish this, I'm just gonna like go and get some food or some shit. Yeah. But yeah, it depends, but how late I go or whatever. But yeah. What game are you watching? Oh, it's the Europa League final, which used to be the UEFA Cup, but it's the B tier European tournament. And Tottenham are 1-up, which is funny.
I don't watch the only sport I watch is RuPaul's Drag Race.
That is a sport, yes.
It is.
It is. The football is not as fishy, so yeah.
See, I mean, the thing is, I used to be. Before, I feel like COVID fucked everything up, right? But I used to be obsessed with boxing, but I don't really watch much sport anymore.
I do like a bit of pugilism as well.
Yeah, we love a bit of pugilism.
Absolutely.
When I went to Thailand last year, I'm not into sport, but if I'm in Thailand, I'm gonna go see like some Muay Thai and stuff. So we booked tickets at this place, and we met. And me and my friend who was in Thailand, we met this like German couple. We told them about the fight, but they said that they weren't going to come because they were tired and stuff. But they actually surprised us by turning up. They got us seats right at the front because it's just like there's no allocated seating. And I literally had blood on me by the time that match
shit.
finished. Like it was so violent. I fucking loved it. I saw a guy. I saw a guy dislocate his knee. It just snapped.
Oh. Well, you like
Just-
seeing that?
It was so fun. It was so intense. I loved it. Just like it was so brutal.
Who
I
doesn't
loved it.
like that? Who? No, I'm
wanna
sorry,
see someone
Curtis.
get
Who doesn't
dislocated,
like
though.
that? No, come on. Who
You
doesn't
can't
like?
go.
I watch.
No, I mean, I like.
I
I
watch.
love seeing people
I-
batter each other in the ring, but
Yeah.
seeing like dislocated like shoulders and stuff. Because I my shoulder always gets dislocated. Right, that proper like icks me out, makes me feel sick.
Have you considered getting a better shoulder?
Yeah, can you buy
Pull
me
yourself
one for
up by
your
pull
birthday
yourself
gift?
up by your lapel or whatever. Not lapel. What's it?
It was such a- it was
Epaulet? Whatever. Anyway.
It was such a weird experience though, because like it was like 11 o'clock at night. Everyone's pissed. These people are fighting, and it's like because it's like they're not professional fighters. It's just like local people who train and live on the islands and stuff. And they had like, they bring the kids with them, and you've got like when they take the break in the middle, you've got like one kid, like 8-year-old kid, just like cleaning blood off of his dad. The other one's massaging his legs quickly to like loosen up the muscles, and there's just blood everywhere. It's fucking great.
I mean, in Thailand, I think it's what island was it? What's the most famous island everyone goes to? I can't remember. What's it called.
There's PP.
Luzon.
Yeah, PP. Right. There's
PP.
There's yes, PP.
Yeah,
God.
it's called PP.
There's a bar in there, and it's like a Mai Tai bar, but like you'll get volunteers, but then you get Thai people who like work there, but they like put on a show where they're not actually really hurt, but like one of them will punch the other, and they'll go flying off out of the ring. And at first you're like fucking hell, but then you realise they keep doing it to each other, and they keep getting back up. So, but then it's quite funny
It's
watching.
it's
Like, the
basically
pissed
like
up Brits-
WWE.
Yeah, but watching the pissed up Brits get in there is quite funny. Fucking windmilling though. No one like never boxed in their life and just fucking swinging.
Well, what was always kind of funny though as well, because I feel like Thai people are really smart. So obviously you get a lot of international people coming to the islands to train, and it was coincidental that they would put like the Ukrainian and Russian guy who were training on the same island in a fight with each other. And they put like the India and Pakistan guy fighting each
Fucking
other.
hell.
It's fucking wild.
Like this is how nuclear wars start.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I think I'm gonna head off because
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some.
I've just realised
editing
I've
quick.
just eaten a banana on stream, haven't I? I've just
Yeah.
been sat there making jokes.
Yeah, and people on Kev's stream are loving it.
Yeah.
I flushed. Did they hear me flush the toilet in the background?
No, but I'm gonna say yes anyway. I didn't hear you flush the toilet.
Oh, okay, good.
I love it. I love how professional we're on our channel. If there's people who don't like, there's a lot of crossover, but for those that don't cross over to Kev's channel, it's so funny how they don't know. But like the behind the scenes is very different vibes. But that's Kevin doing that.
Well, exactly. Well, yeah, because I mean, we already saw from what's her name, not Sangeeta Maiska. Anyway, the woman who did the countdown with the swearing.
Rachel
fingers.
Riley.
No, not countdown. She did was it 10, 5, 4, 3, and then it was like 2,
Oh,
1.
yeah.
BBC. That's BBC News.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that was
BBC,
BBC,
News
wasn't
one.
it?
Yeah. So like we all know behind the scenes, like the shiny, like, oh, we're the news, we're the professional news. Behind the scene, they're all going, wanker, fuck off,
We're human beings,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so if people want to see a different light to us, you just need to go on Kev's stream when we're streaming, and then you can see us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Try
I
to do
bet.
it.
I bet in the background when they took those little breaks in between, she's sticking at ones, and Hugh Edwards is probably texting his 17-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah. Now Hugh Edwards is texting Jimmy Savile, "You coming for a drink?"
Oh, fucking dirty bastards. Sick bastards. Right, on that note,
Oh,
Fair
I'm
enough.
going to go. But absolutely superb stream. Kevin, thank you. You're amazing.
Thank you
guys,
for having me
appreciate
on anytime, lads.
have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Yeah. Okay. We're on a hype train. Oh, that's fucking cool. Thank you, Over the Story with 1987 Kev Bitties. Thank you, Sozzle Snake with 200 bitty bits. Thank you, Over the Story, for gigantifying an emote. We had things from earlier. but it's so long ago I don't know if I can find them. Thank you to Rachel Atwood, who says Toronto Star headline. Netanyahu says Canada, UK, France offering huge prize to Hamas with Gaza letter. By the way, happy birthday. Well, thank you. And Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. I don't care what he has to say. Thank you, iPhone, for gifting 10 memberships on the YamTubes. Did we have anything else? I think I've caught up. Yeah, I've caught up. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for yet another successful hype train. 2 successful hype trains, people. Love it. Yeah, I am also watching the football, which is going well. It's going very well, as far as I'm concerned, because we all want Man United to lose, because they're cunts. It's currently half-time. Tottenham Hotspurs are 1-0 up through Brennan Johnson and all of that jazz. So if it goes well, look, we've got literally Flying Pig United. Should we have a listen to what he's got to say?
Or get Xerxes on. Even if Xerxes half fit, surely he's a better option than Hoyland, who, let's face it, has scored about 3 goals in about 50 games for us or something now this melt. Timer, oh yeah, my bad. Let's sort that timer out.
Hang on, you sent me a sticker with a slice of cake. Did you? What's a sticker? Is that on the is that YouTube thing? Did you send me a slice of cake? If you did, apologies, I did miss that. Oh no, there you go. Thank you, Graham Wannabe, with a slice of cake. Is that the one you were talking about, or is that a different person? Hang on. I've lost the will to live here. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for the slice of cake on a sticker, which apparently is a thing on YouTube. I don't know. Oh, he's going mental. So.
More sense to play Bruno up there than have Ugarte and Cassie in the middle. That is a problem. I don't know why we didn't do that. Mount's gashed. Mount is gashed, yes. Mount is not to the standard that we need for these sorts of games.
Shall I? I'm sort of tempted now to watch the second half, stream sniping this motherfucker, because he's mental. And I think that might be quite funny. I do have food coming, though, so that might be an issue, but... What do we reckon, chat? Would that be of any interest if I just steal this person's content? Well, no, I wouldn't be stealing. I just, I'd be... I'd add commentary on top of their commentary. Thank you, Idiosyncrasy, with a donation there. Much love. Oh, yeah, I've got to turn the thing back on, haven't I? There we go. Do it, birthday, bro, mate. Yeah, fuck it. Go on, then. Let's go.
Fingers are made of fucking... Super chat. Something really, really melty. Kurt Gunter, thank you for the 10 Aussie dollar super chat. He says, half-time, fag for me, but not in the biblical sense. Oh, shit. Have another beer. Thank you for that. There,
yeah, I should explain for Americans, when they say the F slur there, it's not the slur. That is a euphemism, not a euphemism, what do you call it? A slang term. What's the colloquialism for a cigarette. So that's the kind of F they are referring to. Actually, I can turn the thing back up. Hang on. Oh. Ah. I can now. Oh, for fuck's sake! My deodorant's just dropped down the back of the fucking thing. Because I do get sweaty, so I do like to smell slightly better than Asmongold. Although that's not difficult, to be honest. My fucking turds smell better than Asmongold. Let's have a look. I think I can turn myself back on. Giggity. Activate. There we go. Hello. How am you? You alright, love? There we go. Is this the I don't want to do this anymore guy? No, that's what you call it? Fucking oh god, what can I think of his name? Not Goldbridge. Actually, he'll probably be going, won't he? Because he never goes to the fucking games, the mug. Is he not going? Does he stream on YouTube, or is it just on Twitch or whatever? Let's have a look, hang on. There's no way he's not fucking streaming this, surely. Goldbridge TV. Apparently he's not going. Why the fuck wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he be going live now? During the fucking biggest game of the season? That don't make any sense.
Jack, contracts will be signed or not signed based on this result, you believe? Yeah, definitely. Not wrong there, 100% Nad. Rush Mano, how you doing, you legend? We have to go for it, nothing to lose. Definitely, mate. Definitely. How you getting on, mate? Definitely, mate. This has to be a pure second half of penetration. Bring on Mainu, Garnacho, Ugarte. 100% Nad, I feel.
Why do you use it for meatballs as well? Ah! Yes. So. Oh God. Okay. So, yes, that word does get used for a certain type of pork meatball. Okay? So, it is true. My particular favourite is Mr. Brains, which is not necessarily doesn't sound necessarily appetising, but I assure you it fucking is. Boom. Mr. Brains for pork, that word, and they are delightful. It's pork and I presume bones and brains and bollocks and all of that, and it's in a very thick kind of rich gravy sauce. It's fucking beautiful. Oh my god, it's sexy. Maybe he went to the match. Well, that would be a first, I think. He doesn't tend to go to the matches, but whatever. Whatevs. That's why I would find it difficult to keep up with this kind of thing, because I go to the games. Like, my weekends are spent at football, not wanking about it on the fucking internet. Newspaper summer reading list was filled with fake AI generated books. This summer's reading list is totally fake. What? Okay, thank you. Non-binary, much love. I think Goldbridge streams from a channel called The United Stand. He does, but that wasn't live either. I did check. I did check, and he wasn't live. Let's see if there were any others. Hang on. I want them to lose, and I want to see them cry. I want to see them cry. That's all. Is that too much to ask? Really? Stretford, Paddock. Oh, these dickheads. Yeah, let's have a look at these wankers. Come on. Give me tears.
I wonder if it's a.
I wonder if they've had
punching up the telly job. Oh no, United were already out. Apologies. That just wasn't shown on TNT, so I think United were waiting for Tottenham. I wonder what Amorim said at half-time. And I wonder as well in big games, because have you seen the inside footage of like Ancelotti at half-time and stuff? And he looks like he's like in a coffee shop somewhere. It's so chilled out. It's we need to do better than this. It's just so. And then it's Ronaldo and other players.
Thank you, Flow Snake. See you later. Thanks for popping by.
Scream in your face at half-time, guy, or if he's sit there and lad, you're better than this kind of guy.
Well, I think Ancelotti likes to surround himself with big leaders and big personalities, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Here's for the great season, says Tony. Michael Brusso, thank you for being a member.
Oh, I've been
Casemiro
lied to.
has been solid,
Okay,
way
he is
better than
live.
Bruno. He needs help, him. Yeah, he needs help. Mount had a good performance against Chelsea. Would you bring him in? I think Ugarte should have started with Casemiro. I would take Shaw out SAP. I wouldn't have started him. All still on the pitch. I'm Jekka. No subs at half time. Jide says it will make our win even better. Look, mate, if we're going to win, we've got to score. And at the moment,
True.
look like we're going to score. And I don't want to worry people, but against Chelsea, we didn't look like we were going to score either. Mark my words, we're going to win, says Harish. I will buy into the positivity. This could be another result. Leon result, says Tom. Look, last 10 minutes, if it's 1-0, you know what we'll do. Harry Maguire's going to go up front. We're going to put crosses in the box, but there's a lot of time to go before that. Sending good vibes all the way from Texas, Mark, says Rennie. Thank you, Rennie. This 45 minutes determines the transfer window. I think this 45 minutes, Scott, decides a transfer window. It decides Manchester United's future as well. Like, we're in so much debt. We're in so much debt, and we'll be in so much trouble. No European football next season, which is a financial issue. Good ball into Ahmad. But look at how Spurs are set up. And they were set up like this before the goal. Look how deep they are. Spurs' high line has disappeared.
Apologies, Chatterinos. I pulled a Hassan on you there.
Here's Ahmad. Little dink to the cross. Rasmus can't head that. It's behind him. It's behind him. Better.
I've got food.
You Cashmas, Boylan. That was a great cross. It was a great shot. Chest it and volley it. Or fucking head it properly. You just... rubbish! I'm sorry, I'm seeing just nothing from this guy. He shouldn't even be starting in this game based on the season he's had. Same here. He's such an annoying player to watch. Not a striker. Gashman's born at it again. It's not a harsh Dave Watkins. Fucking chest it or something. Or, you know, just get a better header off on it. You know, centre forwards are supposed to be on a head. Exactly. Glance the header. Get it on target. Create a chance, have a chance. Oh, Hoynan's taken a big knock there. Hopefully he's fucking injured. Seriously, I'm sick of it. Oh, I don't mean that, guys. I don't mean that. I don't want to.
That's such a shitty thing to say.
I hope he gets substituted off because he's rubbish, mate. Bruno Fernandes free kick here.
That's such a wanky thing to say. I hope he gets injured. Fucking hell.
Bruno Fernandes whips it in.
The return of the sausage.
Enjoy the rest of the fuzzball and don't let the rats get your food.
True. Although there's nothing really stopping them. There's nothing stopping them, is there? They're the size of cats.
We've got 1.6k people watching, 1.3k likes.
Thank you, Wayward Historian, for gifting a sub to Lesbian Hot Sauce, and thank you, Sozzled Snake, for the bitty bits. Yes. Also, yeah, hello to everyone. Go and follow Lesbian Hot Sauce. Hello, LHS. I didn't know up until yesterday that we share a birthday. Because apparently it's your birthday today as well.
Now, I'm not a harsh man, Rob Gunn. I'm sorry, but there's no passengers at United. We shouldn't be carrying people. I'm sorry, you've got to pull your weight at this club.
Happy birthday, Lesbian Hot Sauce.
Number 9. We should have somebody else. He should be a backup at this stage. He's only a young guy. He is the guy, though, and he's obviously clearly not got the bottle. And I'm sorry, young, 22 young. Could you imagine if we had fucking 18-year-old Wayne Rooney playing for us right now? Goodness me! It would be a totally different thing. It's not, yes, age is something. Yes, you can give people a little bit more time to develop if they're young. But he's not that fucking young, is he?
Are you a Small Heath Blue Nose? Well, yes. Although we're going to be moving from Small Heath soon.
Would you rather have Rasmus Højlund up top or a boiled
Apparently.
egg? Is it a soft-boiled egg or a hard-boiled egg? It makes a difference.
Yeah, apparently we're going to be moving from Small Heath to wherever the fuck with this new stadium. Which actually could be quite cool. Apparently they're going to invest £1 billion in the fucking transport system. So, like, if nothing else, it'll bring something to Birmingham. Jesus Christ. The only thing that's been brought to Birmingham recently is the fucking COVID. And massive rats. So, you know. Anyway. Yes. What was I going to say? I'm 38, lesbian hot sauce. How old are you? I know it's not really the done thing to ask a lady, but yeah. Do I look like a fucking gentleman?
On the Luke Shaw diet for the last 5 years instead of that Rasmus guy. Really? I really would. Res Dog says, don't worry, Piggy, we will win this.
You have to be 37. Oh, nice. You have to be really nice to me, and because I'm self-indulgent, I'm going to eat my food and watch somebody else watch the football, and I'm going to broadcast that like that's a worthwhile thing to broadcast. And you just have to be nice to me because it's my birthday. Those are the rules. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Ruthlessly.
I'm saying, Jason, you've missed my point. The point I'm making is, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And if you're shit...
Am I looking forward to HS2? I don't mind. Yeah. Investment is good. I'm glad that something is happening. I just feel bad for the people of Manchester and everywhere else that should also be getting that aren't going to get that. Because Rishi Sunak is shit. And fucking Keir Starmer is shit. They're all shit. All shitheads.
But it's about qualities. We don't have that is what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, it's just... You can't just keep saying he's young and he needs time to develop. No, he's been...
No, Birmingham are not playing. Our season's been over for 2 weeks or something now. We won the league by 1,000,000 points. We literally set an English league record, 111 points. A full Nelson. Let's fucking go.
Young.
Or should I say a full half Nelson? You get the idea.
It's not 18. 18's fresh face. 22, you should have a bit about you by that age.
You probably should.
Spencer Malone says, Bruno, step up, man. Just seen a little bit of, you know, what's the word? You know, frustration on the face of Bruno, man. And never good. 72 million pound centre forward. Yeah, true, but he's actually not, though, is he? He's a £7.50 forward that we happen to pay 72 million pounds for. Exactly, Yamal's 17. Look at Yamal. Look at Yamal, guys. 16-year-old Rooney was better. Oh, way better. 16-year-old Rooney was a menace, lad. True. He was more physical than him as well.
True.
He wouldn't have paid 7.2 million, I say.
I should probably explain. This season basically comes down for these two teams to this one game. This is 16th plays 17th in the Premier League in the final of the second tier European tournament. The winners of this go through will qualify for next year's Champions League. So basically, financially, the winner of this is okay, and the loser is fucked. So, you know, quite important.
No, it's not fucking working. Get some other personnel on who might make something happen. Get Slabby up front, says Kurt. Thank you very much there, Kurt. Yes, get him up front. If Slabby gets the win, fair. If not, go Spurs. Exactly. Lamine Yamal's just a ridiculous talent. But he is, like, to be fair to him, like, you know, generational. Giggs was fantastic, wasn't he, half Gazzo? Yeah. We've had lots of players come through who've been excellent when they were young. It's yes, I know Rooney was generational.
True, as friends, Russ. True.
Up too regularly. But,
fucking Southampton have won 2 games this year. 2.
Between having a player like that up top.
They should have their money taken off them because they didn't field a Premier League team. They fielded a fucking Championship shithouse team. Fucking rubbish.
Rob says, I'd say that Vardy would give more options. Let's face it, Vardy would be a much better option than Rasmus Højlund, there's no doubt about it. He's a much better goal scorer. Even at 38 years of age, he's obviously way better. Fuck's sake. Bruno, calm down, Bruno! Richarlison being a little prick, keeping on the ball. Bruno's almost taking the bait, though. Richarlison's such a wind-up merchant. Calm down, Bruno, lad. Mazrui. Ahmad. Come on, Ahmad. Moment of magic from him. Oh, he's just knocked out a play. It's shite. The players haven't turned up. Fucking hell. They haven't turned up. It's just not happening, is it?
I do hope I get to see him cry. That would be funny.
Cry more, Piggy. United is shit. Nice one, Ali Abdullah, lad. I will cry more, mate, just like I do after getting off your fucking missus, lad, because it's an emotional experience. All right, Ali, shut up, mate. We are... we're not crying, all right? Fuck's sake.
Oh.
Hey, what's going on? These Spurs guys are shite. Fouling us all over. Bruno's right. We got a
Fucking mental. As if he got baited by that.
Mazrui down on the ground. Foul committed, is it? Yes, Man United free kick. Yellow card given. Ignore the trolls. Good shout, TMW there, yeah. TJ says literally fallen asleep. Oh, man. Hey, thank you so much, Luke C. I've just got a £20 PayPal from you, legend. Crikey, mate. Get some big love in there for Luke CX there, guys. Thank you so much, mate. Big love to you, lad. Was there a message on there? Thank you so much, mate. No message to go with it. Just a love bomb. Straight to the baby maker there. Thank you so much, Luke. You're a legend. Get some big love in there for Luke CX immediately.
That's a really weird.
Thank you, legend.
That's weird. I love bomb straight to the baby maker.
There is a chance. In it comes. Oh! It looked like it was almost going to be going towards goal, then Yoro just couldn't quite get that keeper's cleared out where everything was so close. It was almost, or something almost happened there. Take a breath. Big chance that for Man United. Well, Lenny Yoro's got a touch on it, you know.
One time during the WSL final
Everybody's
last
more
year, I
dangerous
full
than
on
Ashley
punched the
Boylan.
wall screaming and
Switch
people
up
were
late,
shocked.
Gorgu, it's loose, but we've won the throw in. Oh, that's crazy, isn't it, Badger? Crazy, mate. Yeah, well, the Ten Hag effect of signings definitely is a factor. I mean, we can't pretend like the league form is acceptable or that Amarim's performance in the league is okay. It's not. The idea is we win this, we win the place in the Champions League next season, we win extra money to invest in the squad and build something, you know, but you have to show some chops, mate. You've got to show some chops, don't you? You've got to show something here. Come on, boys. Bruno, referee's been fucking fouled, mate.
I was
Bruno
shot
tries
up,
to
you
keep it
cunt.
alive. Babble Dabble says, don't panic, Pig. This is Spurs. They will find a way to mess it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the problem. Spurs are very Spursy.
Ordinarily,
Oh, fucking
if it
hell.
was a few years ago, I'd already go into this game feeling like we won it. But you have to remember, Man United are like a proper bottle job side these days, man. Dude Areno says, TV's off now, my eyes burnt. Show some balls, you're embarrassing yourselves. I know. We always thought this might be a low quality game. It could have gone one of many ways. This could have been one of those crazy attacks.
Get yourself a couple of Freddos. Thank you, Idiosyncrasy. Much love.
Where they're both just desperate for that Champions League. Or it could just be 16th versus 17th or whatever it is.
Thank you, Smiley Carly. Much love.
Slabby Maguire over to Luke Shaw. Delivers the ball, but it's blocked.
Lol.
Luke Shaw, mate. Luke Shaw, you've got to go, bud. I hope he's gone this summer. I really do. The days of people like Luke Shaw dwindle off, and those bottle jobs have got to be over and done with. Gashmus Boylan, see you later. Andre Onana, bye-bye. Gashmus Hoyland can't get on that one because his movement's pure guff. All right, get this Mason Mount guy off as well now. I've seen enough. We've seen enough. There's no threat here.
Who have you got
We
to
need some
replace
wholesale
them?
changes. We need to see players like Garnacho and Xerxes and Ugarte and these guys coming on. Somebody who might just make something happen, because this isn't it.
And then you concede 3. Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, now, Manchester United are bottle jobs right now. This season's the biggest bottle job season we've had. We are not a good team.
Well, for Spurs, I don't think it's so much the finances; it's being able to get any decent players in.
Rasmussen Mount's crazy.
Because they won't have any European football.
Be off. They got to go off. Kurt Gunter, thank you so much for the super chat again. He says teams run out of ideas. Wait a second, here's Mason Mount. It's a loose pass. He's giving away possession to Spurs, for fuck's sake now! Come on, you bunch of fucking embarrassing little bottle jobs! Please! Come on, there's so much right in this. What are we doing? Playing like a bunch of assholes! Bruno's giving it away! Fucking hell! Brennan Johnson down the right for Spurs! We're giving away possession. We're sloppy. It's crap football from us. We're having a mare. These players are bottle jobbing it. Where's your fucking backbones, boys? Come watch this. Kurt, thank you very much, lad. He says, yes, hope they don't bore-fest us into a 1-0 loss. We need some bollocks on the pitch, not this clueless turn-up for my wages bunch of melts. Maybe they can pull their shit together. Still believe. Half an hour to go. That's all we got. We're 2/3 through. Russell says, my new sport is car chasers betwixt cops and crims in LA. I haven't picked a side yet. That's going to be a lot more interesting than watching Man United this season, definitely. Gary Aitken, how you doing, Gaza? Yes, this is bad. Oh my God, they've done us on the counter. Oh my God, we're so lucky. We're so lucky. Goodness me, lucky that Solanke in that moment had the touch of a fucking lemming, and he's just...
The touch of a lemming? What the fuck are you talking about? It speaks really strongly to how shit the sort of second tier of European football is, that the 16th and 17th in the Premier League, who literally only stayed up because the bottom three are the worst bottom three ever, are in the final of this wank tournament. Mental.
Next 5 years, this matches our future. Get the subs on now. Spot on, lad. This is so important. This is going to have a massive knock-on effect. Man United having no Champions League, no European football, no ability to bring the top talents in due to the competitions we're in or not in. Aiden, thank you for the like. Yes, do us a favour and like the video if you're just joining. That's the least you can do. If you're a scummer Liverpool fan or a spuddy melt, hit the thumbs up. Help us get to 1.5k likes. We're nearly there. And get yourself subscribed if you're new. There's a button down below that says subscribe. If you can't read, it's the red one that says subscribe. Click that and you will be subscribed. It's free. Dorgu. Casemiro.
If you can't read, it's the red one. Fucking amazing. Birmingham City in Europe when?
Lenny Euro.
Hopefully very soon. That would be dope, but probably not.
We need pure pressure here. Harry Maguire. Over to Ahmad Diallo. Oh, fucking hell, Ahmad. Weak stuff there. Richarlison's out-muscled him and cleared it away. Oh, no. Bruno's put out for a throw-in and now Spurs have the ball. Yeah, Shaw's still on. Everybody's still on Rob Gunn. We haven't even made any changes yet. Amarim's having a stinker here, to be fair, tonight. No, it's all right to get things wrong. Nobody can predict the future. Sometimes you've got to make decisions based on selections, based on gut feelings or whatever, you know? But you have to adapt throughout a game. You have to see what's working and what's not. You have to see who's performing and who's not. And you have to make a fucking change. And if you make that change, then maybe it'll be a positive change. But you at least got to roll the dice and make the change. And not just
these two
stick
teams are so shit.
This is the equivalent of getting like, you know, like 13 on blackjack and sticking. No, you fucking twist, mate. You know, the banker's going to get 17 and you lose anyway. You might as well bloody twist, mate. Oh.
Celtic for European champions next year. Fuck yes, let's go.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry to say, but with the season we've had so far, there's a lot of pressure on him to get something from this game and to have a decent performance, isn't there? Say what you want about Spurs, it looks so much better. United do not deserve anything. Yeah, true. They've sort of bossed the midfield there. They've bossed, you know, second half. This is poor from us. Amarim will sub at 65 minutes from the boys' own book of management. Oh, I feel you, mate. That's probably what's going to happen here. Wait, what's happening? They're taking on some water here. Okay, they're having a water break, guys. They're taking on some water.
Wow, highlights.
Speak to the troops here. He's gone to rally up Casemiro.
As if Casemiro gives a fuck.
Biggest meltdown ever, Piggy, or not? Just stop it, Zane. Stop it, Zane Liassi, lad. I don't want to think about meltdowns right now. We're still in this game. Ryan Underdown says Spurs will bottle it. They're Spurs. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm banking on.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's what I'm banking
They're
on.
fucking
Captain
shit.
Pringle says 2025 is the year of the birds, mate. The year of the birds. Year of the cocks, you mean?
Oh, these two teams have lost about 40 games between them this year. Mad.
Richarlison's been subbed off. Son Heung-min's coming on. Oh no! One of the best friggin' players in the world is coming on the pitch now. Brilliant. Fucking hell.
That Korean girl's going to be going fucking mental. If you remember the Tottenham
And we haven't still made any
compilations.
changes. We've still not made any changes. Sun's on. We've not made any changes. Amorim needs to change now. If we go 2-0 down, we're fucked. I won't ever forgive him for that.
Imagine
He plays
getting
a big job. I
out-coached.
agree, mate.
Imagine
This is a
getting
key moment for
out-coached
him.
by Ange
He's gotta change
Postecoglou.
things.
Mad.
This is a key moment. I completely agree. Oh, well, Indy, so far in this game, all I'm seeing is cluelessness, I must admit. You know, as I say, it's about in-game management. It's about making changes to impact the game and influence the game as the game goes on. You can't predict the future, as I say, but you can make changes and adapt throughout a course of a 90-minute game, and we're not doing that at the moment.
And you get some ASMR of me eating as well. Right time to be alive. They both beat us. Well, yeah. Man City have had a
Soon as he's
fucking
got a
mare.
yellow card. Manchester United free kick. Ben, thank you, Ben. Nah, mate. Oh, Hoyland header! It's cleared off the line! Shot on goal! No! Oh, bollocks! The best chance of the game! And they've cleared it off the line! Rasmus Hoyland header! Oh, my God! He's just not quite got the power on it to get it beyond the defender there. The defender's managed to get back with an acrobatic clearance. Fucking hell.
Lol.
Oh, my God. Change to an attacking formation. Oh, we don't change formations under Amorim, mate. No. You don't do that.
He looks
Mate, look at his
genuinely
clearance off the line.
unhappy.
That's insane. It's very well done, actually, by Hoyland to get enough sort of...
Yeah,
It's only a...
yeah. Thinking Cybercat. We covered that earlier in the show with Curtis.
Managed to get a bit on...
Fucking mad shirt. We're a fucking joke of a country.
Solly Griffin says, reminds me of Southgate, can't wait to make subs. Yeah. This is like Southgate-esque right now. Where's the subs? Your manager is clueless. Send on Garnacho. What's he doing? What is he doing, man? Honestly. We need to make a change. Guys, we've got 20 minutes left. That's it. Oh no, Ahmad's giving everything away now as well. He's a spent force with 70 minutes gone on the clock, it seems. He was
Well,
good for
that's
the
a
first half,
well, that's a
and
shame
he's
considering it's a
such
90-minute game.
Oh,
You can only play
Slavin
70
Maguire.
minutes. You're not a
Slavin
professional,
Maguire's
are
having
you?
the best game out of everyone, and that is really not saying a lot. At least he's clearing everything away. Oh, fan reactions FC, mate. What the fuck's going on here, bro? Well, subs are not even warming up. I can't, for the life of me, fathom what's going through Amorim's head right now. Big ups, fan reactions. How you doing?
It's not what's going through his mind, it's what's going through his pants. He's shitting himself. They are fucking rubbish, Man United. Jesus Christ. Can barely string a pass together.
Ten Hag has put us back a long time, yeah, definitely.
It's not the managers, man. It's the
2-0
fucking
something,
ownership.
whatever, if that comes, you know, that's it. So United have to gamble. We have to commit. We have to make changes. We have to attack. Son Heung-min now. It's one back. Yoro does well. Yoro's had a positive game also, to be fair to him. Free kick for United at the back. Amorim is melting here, unfortunately. Red Devils now. We need a change. Finally, he's making a change. Garnacho's coming on. Alejandro Garnacho's coming on for Ahmad Diallo. Xerxes coming on for Hoyland as well. Finally. Only 10, 20 minutes too late. But finally, he has made that decision to make the changes. Garnacho, come on, he's the sort of fella who can make something happen here. Get that Mason Mount melt off, yes! So Garnacho on for Mount, Xerxes on for Hoyland, and Ahmad's just come off for who? Oh, Ahmad's still on, my bad, he was just getting a drink. Ahmad's still on, guys, Ahmad's still on.
Fair enough.
Mason came off. Mazrui. Oh, I know, Kurt Gunter. Finally, it's happened, Kurt. Finally, we've had 2 subs. Big ups, Kurt Gunter, you absolute hero once again. Urbano says, Big Zerks. Yes, come on. Finally, about time. Yes, Stephen. Finally. Finally, some substitutions. And Euro, Xerxes, Mazrui. Good ball in! Yeah! No! Fucking hell! Oh! Piss off, mate! We can't fucking get anything on target, mate! Bruno Fernandes! Oh! Can't fucking create anything! Can't get anything on target! It's a good ball into the box, mate! Just needed a... Fuck's sake!
Oh, he's blue-balled him.
Bruno Fernandes wide with his header. It's a good opportunity. It's a great delivery in. Needed to be on target.
What did the guitar do to deserve that, really? Fucking absolute knobbered.
Here's Lenny Yoro now. Ahmad Diallo. Should have been subs on 15-20 minutes. Clearly wasn't working. Smash a 1 if you agree with Sonny Jim. Amram's got it wrong. It's spot on from Sonny Jim there. That's what needed to happen, mate. We could see it wasn't going to happen. So
He's got it wrong. He's got it wrong since he arrived. They've been fucking awful. There's a reason that you're fucking 16th or 17th or whatever.
Russell says 20 minutes, plenty of time. There isn't plenty of time, though. How many opportunities are we going to get in this time? We've barely been able to create any meaningful ones. Any that we have, we just spurned wide or had a really gash final product with.
True.
There you go, man. No movement and moving the ball so slow. Spurs have full control. Oh my God, I can't believe we're going to lose the final here, potentially to Big Flange and his Spuddy Melters. It doesn't get any lower than that, does it?
Big Flange. Fucking hell.
Bruno to Xerxes. Xerxes brings it down. Bruno Fernandes does well. Switches up to Garnacho down the left. He's got Dorgo in support. Come on, Garnacho. Shoots! Oh, it's a good effort. Keeper makes a good save. Garnacho. Come on, lad. Maybe the man to make something happen there.
Who are you clapping?
Got a good shot off on goal.
You're sat in a room
Come
on your
boys.
own.
Garnacho. Oh, it's a good save. Why does Vicario have to have such a decent game for Spurs tonight as well? Classic. He's made a good save there. Will United ever live this one down? Nah, no. If we lose this, no. Bruno Fernandes corner. We need a bit of luck or a moment of magic or something from somewhere. Bruno Fernandes corner then.
It is my birthday, yes, it is. Thank you, Crawl.
Oh, towards Slabby, but Spurs clear it. Ahmad picks it back up. Back over to Bruno. He's going to get another ball in.
Yeah, massive bullet dodged.
Ahmad.
Yeah.
Ahmad. Oh, and they have cut it out. It's a corner for United.
Quarter of an hour left.
Oh, in it comes. It's gone all the way to Luke Shaw into the box. What a crap game he's had. Here he is again. Mazrui. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Cassie's lost out. Now Spurs look to counter. They've got 3-on-3. This doesn't look good.
Oh, go on.
Dorgu! Dorgu! Gets back and makes a great tackle. That's the sort of tackle that can get your team going. That's a great tackle. Come on. Luke Shaw. Garnacho on the left.
I'm just going to sarcastically clap every time he claps.
Referee! Penalty! referee said goal kick. Went down easy there. Went down maybe a bit easy there. But, Dorby, great tackle a moment ago. Looks like Garnacho has gone prematurely blonde. He has, hasn't he? Yeah. He's got that Eminem ting going on there.
Ting, you are far too white.
Stand up.
You can't be
Somebody
saying
can
that
stand
as
up and be
someone
confident.
this white.
Anybody.
It's not allowed. No.
2.1 million people watching. What the hell? Get out, Scousers. Get out. Thank you for subscribing, Des Rooms.
Well, I do get some Schadenfreude if they do lose.
Free kicks as AML. Penalty. I
Who
don't know. Free
knows?
kick, surely. I mean, they're just not giving it, have they? The referee says it's a dive.
It was a
Garnacho now.
fucking dive. Shut up, you
Garnacho's
cunt.
looked alive since he's come on. This game's not over. Something tells me this game's not over. Luke Shaw. Harry Maguire.
Yeah, it's 1-0. Of course it's not fucking over, you knob. Unapologetically German.
Ahmad Diallo.
I do love having a beard. It's just something to play with on your face. He is quality. He's the most animated lunatic.
Oh my god.
And I like Mark Goldbridge as well. He's just such a fucking. He's. How do I describe him? He's like Alan Partridge.
Kurt, I
basically.
thought you hit your daily limit, Kurt Gunter. Thank you for giving out another 5 members, Kurt. Holy shit, I thought you hit your limit, bro. Much love to you there, Kurt. Goodness me, he's gifted out another 5 members. Bring out the love for him.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I know, Spurs have done nothing in this game. One shitty crossing, it wasn't even really a shot. Some shitty crossing, flummoxed the likes of Luke Shaw and Onana. Gone very
Na na na
quiet,
na
it
na
has.
na 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 na.
Oh,
Baby, give
Casemiro's
it
not
up,
turned
give it up,
Who has
baby,
though, to be
give
fair?
it
Bruno's
up.
not. You know, barely. I think Maguire's looking like he's, you know, Maguire and Yoro. Maguire, Yoro, Ahmad first half. These guys have held themselves to a
Yeah,
good
Mark
standard.
Partridge.
Everyone else, shite. Here is Danny Yoro. How do you know that, Canute lad?
This is like a jizz
Kurt is the show,
milkshake.
like, yes, big ups to Kurt once again. Thank you so much, mate. You are a star.
This is a jizz milkshake is one hell of a sentence.
Matt the cat lad. Well, it's just what it means as well. You know, I'm not looking forward to next season with no.
Should we annoy him in chat? Okay.
Keeper is wank. Go on then. Cassie ball in. Can Garnacho keep it in? Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw goes for the throw in. He could have kept it in, but he's just too cumbersome. Can't be asked to run anymore. Garnacho picks it up from the throw in then. Oh right, figured out I had some space on gifted memberships if I moved from 50 down. Thank you so much, Kurt. You're a crazy one. Thanks for another super chat as well. For the new season, Slabby in or out? Slabby 100% in. Slabby in. He's changed my opinion of him over this course of this season and last. He's been a great player in this tournament, and he's been a good player today as well. Certainly not his fault while we aren't doing the job here. He's been great. 100% in. Lots of other players in this team, on the other hand, out. Gashmus Boylan, see you later on, twat. Andre Onana, you are a debacle of a goalie, lad. How many points did he cost us single-handedly this season himself? You know, Victor Lindelof, Luke Shaw, these guys are just like, they're just like archaic. They're archaic. They're just like, you know, left over from a bygone era or something. They're terrible. They need to go. You know, need to get some serious changes made. Here is Harry Maguire. Ruben out by Christmas. Well, Indy, look, not being funny, mate, but it's going to have such a knock-on effect, this. Do you think the new board are going to want to back the new manager or back this manager on the back of this season and the back of this performance in the final and everything? You know, plus they're not going to have as much money to back with. It's going to have massive ramifications. Oh, Lenny Yoro, decent ball, nobody attacking that at the back post. Garnacho keeps it on the other side. We've only got 10 minutes left of normal time, guys. 10.
10.
Bruno Fernandes to Garnacho. Just give it Garnacho, honestly. He's making stuff happen here for us. Luke Shaw brings it down. Pure pressure this from United. I mean, think about how guff Spurs have been today as well. They might have looked better than us, but that's not saying much. This Spurs side's crap. This Spurs side's done nothing today. They got one lucky goal. They are crap. But we are even
Well, this
crap,
is the thing.
it turns out.
This is the thing, as
Unless we
Friends
can do
Rush.
something here.
They're on the addiction to like new managers constantly, right? Forgetting, of course, that it isn't the manager that's the problem. They've had like some of the best managers in the world. They've had like Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho and fucking Ten Hag was thought of as one of the best coaches in Europe with what he did with Ajax, right? And if all of them keep failing, it's clearly not the manager that's the big issue, is it? Having an American Malta ownership group fucking you over constantly, draining one of the big clubs of England. And I know you don't like them as Friends Russ, but I mean, they are what they are, right? And then having this fucking what do you call it? Fucking what's his name? Not Greenwood. Anyway, the wanker, the wanker, right? Come in and start sacking tea ladies and stuff. Like, that's gonna have an impact on stuff. Penny pinching bullshit like that it brings everybody down.
There's these sorts of top draw players. This is who we need. We won't be able to get players like that though. Finishing where we're finishing and having no European football. James Farrelly, thanks as Man United switch on in the last few minutes. Well, I hope you're right, bud. Thank you, Henrik Kjellman. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Ferguson
We know
was
that
given
Barnum,
time.
it's
Yeah.
True. Fix bayonets. Yes, we do need a charge here now. You might be able to sign Barry Kane, the local builder. We'll probably give you 73 million for him. Simple, Simon lad. No service. How many touches has Xerxes got since he came on? Yeah, not very many. Final nail in the coffin for United is a big club. Well, this is the sort of season that can stop you from being a Champions League team, but also a Premier League team. No joke. You look at where we finished this season. Man,
They got
things
very
don't go
lucky,
well in
yeah.
the summer and next year.
A
it could be
competitive.
bloody relegation battle.
If they just had one competitive team out of the bottom three, Spurs and Man United would have been in trouble this year. If Ipswich could have done anything, I'm not going to even go on about Southampton. They're not a Premier League team. They weren't all season. Fucking rubbish. Didn't get to double-digit points until the middle of April.
Definitely been coming on saying, you know, what you on about, lad. You saw what Højlund was doing. Roll the dice, even if the dice comes up snake eyes, mate. It's better to roll the dice. Oh, no. Now we've got a yellow card here. Bruno Fernandes having a word with the ref. Yellow card for who? Xerxes here. Oh, goodness me.
Did you see that last night? What's this?
This sums up our season, unfortunately. We've been crap all year and we're crap tonight. It's more of the same. We're just sort of hoping for something from us. Diogo Dalot's coming. It's the 84th minute now. Diogo Dalot's on.
I did see that as Friends Rush, yeah. But let's be honest, right? As good a goal as this is...
Hard work. He's putting some hard work
As-
tonight. He's absolutely shattered. Fair play to him. He's
Shut up, you fucking pirate melt. As good as goal as this is, let's be honest, he's going to be remembered for missing the penalty in the cup final. Right? Let's not pretend otherwise. But this is an absolutely ridiculous finish. This is top bins, world class. Fuck yes, that is mental. But he did miss the penalty in the cup final, so like, you know, that's just the way it is. He's clearly a very good player, though. I mean, that's filth. That's absolute filth. I apologise. I should have done a content warning. X-rated. Oh, disgraceful activity.
dead! Come on, boys! Are we men or are we mice? Are we bottle jobs or are we fucking decent footballers out here? Let's see some action! Let's see some cojones! Let's see some fucking goals! We need a goal here! We need to create a moment of magic out of nothing.
Yeah, Haaland did bottle it. That is true. If you're the centre forward, you've got to step up and take that penalty. You can't bottle it like that. What an absolute bollock up.
It's a debacle, but next season's over as well. To a large degree.
Always enjoy your football stream. This isn't even a football stream. This is a laughing at a stupid dickhead from Cornwall or wherever that thinks he's a mank. Like, that's what I'm laughing at.
Serious, Ruddy? What are you putting stuff like that in there for, you melter? Sorry, you Arsenal scummer, but yes, we don't say that, mate. Right, I've removed that. Anyway, you're heartbroken. Sal, listen, we've only got a few minutes to go, mate. Yes, Cinnamon, how you doing, United? This is the disgrace. Giacaris was never going to join. I think Giacaris would have joined if we'd have got Champions League football. If we could offer him that. But he'll just go to a Champions League football side. If Arsenal are coming knocking, and Man United are coming knocking, with us finishing 16th with no European football, he's going to go to Arsenal, isn't he? Or whoever. He's not going to come to United. Xerxes. Xerxes in the box! Shoots, it's blocked.
He gets too excited. Like, I like the passion, but it's just, you know.
Ref! Referee! Referee! Maguire fouled! Referee! Roadblock says, don't worry much, your players should be good enough for the championship, but we'll miss the 6 points. Hello, the lads. I know, Ruddy, but we time people out for saying that, mate, so you've had a mare, lad. Anyway, yeah. Oh. Mate, what's happened? Mate, what's happened? Slabby Maguire is all kicking off, mate. Oh, he's fouled Romero. Slabby Maguire's getting a yellow card. It's all kicking off. It's boiling over. Maguire's lost his slab.
And that's perfect for Tottenham. Waste all the time in the world, lads.
Right, while there's a break in play, I'm going to shout out everyone who's reposted us on X. Thank you to the legends.
Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck about that. Yeah. Tottenham love a bit of that. A bit of fucking handbags. A bit of handbags. Waste all your fucking time in the world. Should support Argyle. Well, yeah, exactly. You support your local team. I will also accept supporting, like, your dad's local team if you're not from the area. I think it's a bit weird, but I get it. Right? I had a friend from Essex whose dad was from Middlesbrough, and he was a Middlesbrough fan, vicariously, having been to Middlesbrough like twice in his life or something. Like, I will accept that. Because that's like, in many respects, I see being a supporter of Birmingham City Football Club as like a genetically, passed on disease or something like that, right? It is an imposition on my existence.
Yeah, look at this. How's this for a chill pill? How's that for a motherfucking chill pill? There's nothing to chill about. This team's fucking shite, mate. They're doing us over.
I did have to break in there. Anyway, supporting Birmingham City is like an inherited illness or something like that.
Shit, have I put the guitar through the chair or something?
That is a well-made guitar, because he's giving it some abuse tonight. I don't think he was very happy with the person's comment. I'm picking that vibe up. Anyway, so like, in the same way that Birmingham City have been imposed on me by my father, I think that probably happens to a lot of places, people, even if you don't live in the place where your dad was from, or something like that.
Slab's trying, he's trying, yeah. About one of the only ones. Okay, and Joey says, we are shit. How much is added on? It's the 90s up, guys. The 90s up. Goatman, thank you for the super sticker. He says, keep it up.
Hang on, what the Hang on. Hang the fuck on. Katie, you're Celtic, but your dad was Rangers, plus my home team is St Johnstone. How the fuck is he... What? How does that... what the fuck is that? How has that happened? How is your father a Rangers fan and you're Celtic? That's... What? I am confused. That is not a normal situation at all. You have to explain
It's
that.
like this chair. Don't know how this chair's still going, but it is. Lindelof, what's he doing? Fucking Lindelof on the sidelines giving it the big one like he'd be able to do anything. You're shit, Victor! Diogo Dallo, Casemiro, 6 minutes to go. Garnacho. Dallo, Ahmad. Mainu will score. I would love it. Gucci Wanamane, thank you for the super chat. Look on the bright side, you guys didn't get relegated. Take next year to regroup and get back in the top half of the team.
Your
This
stepdad
isn't
is a
it.
Celtic fan.
No,
Okay.
it's terrible, mate. We lose out on 100 million. We lose out on being able to bring in players we can bring in. We lose out on a confidence boost for Amorim and the squad. You know, it has massive effects. It's not just as
My
simple as,
dad
oh,
and
we can focus on
stepdad
the
are
league.
United fans. My uncle
We might
worked
be
for City
focused on
though.
the league with
What the fuck? I'm surrounded by people of a completely different upbringing. Yeah, I mean naturally. Has this season been the best supporting Birmingham? Oh no, we had seasons in the Premier League, mate. They were way better. We won a fucking League Cup. Okay, we got relegated that year, but we won a League Cup. Well, those were better. Being in the third tier is fucking shit. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed winning games week in, week out. That was nice, but it's in a shithouse team.
Tyson, I ain't playing nothing on the guitar, mate. The guitar's missing a string. It's missing several strings now, probably.
Yeah, I was about to say. You don't need to explain why that is the case. Lose out to all the new London boys picking United as their team. True.
Each one of these Manchester United players tonight, you know, maybe a couple of them have held themselves to a decent standard, but almost all of them, you are a set of absolute bottle-worthy individuals who don't deserve to be playing for this Manchester United team. What the fuck are we witnessing here? Where's the cojones? Where's the bollocks? You ain't got any, have you? This is just a complete shit show from day one, from the start of the game. It's awful. The lads haven't got anything about them. We've got a set of melters. No wonder this team finished fucking 17th or whatever. We just don't have anything about us.
Well, that's what I'm thinking,
Euro,
Katie.
Bruno.
If your dad was Protestant, are you Catholic then, or like? Well, yeah, that's the thing that's a bit weird with it.
In the box. Doesn't come over anybody though. Luke Shaw picks it up. Bruno. Oh, Bruno's pass is loose. Bruno switches it up to Ahmad. Nice ball. Ahmad Diallo cuts inside and delivers a good ball in. Oh, nobody can get on the end of that. Slabby and Xerxes arriving back stick, but nobody on the end of it. 3 minutes left to find an equaliser.
I almost feel sorry for him.
I mean, it's all pressure from United, but where's the quality? Bruno Fernandes to Garnacho. Garnacho gets the cross in. It's a shit cross. Back out to Euro. It's pure pressure from United, this. Come on, boys. Bruno Fernandes to Garnacho. Garnacho on the left. Garnacho. Lenny Euro. Shoots. What the fuck are you doing, Lenny Euro? What are you doing? Lenny Euro shooting from 30 yards, 25 yards out, mate. Like, fucking pass it to someone who can fucking score, mate. You're a fucking centre back, man. He's trying to pick one.
Fair enough,
distance in,
Katie.
Fair enough if it ripples the back of the net. But that's a low percentage shot right there. It's a low percentage shot. Giving away possession when we've only got 2 minutes left. Stupid individual, man. That's lack of experience.
Miller, that's Rotherham, isn't it? Miller's? Yeah, I think so. If I recall correctly. He was waxing lyrical about Euro 10 minutes ago. True. But we've all been there as friends, Rust. When you're in the whirlpool of like despair, you can't see right for wrong, can you?
Basically, guys, 2 minutes left. It's just a minute and a half left. It's basically done this.
Yeah, he might need a wellness check.
Dallo.
Yeah.
Cross into the back post. Can we win it? Go on! Referee! Referee says no pen. There was a foul, I thought, there, maybe. Referee
Sure.
says no, he's confident in not doing it. We're not going to get the rub of the green here. Oh.
Shut the fuck up. You know that isn't a penalty.
And a euro.
I couldn't stop slugging off Bernardo Silva last night and then he scored. See, that's what happens, yeah.
This is the last chance, pretty much. Ahmad. Inside to
Ah,
Bruno.
my wires are caught up.
Something
Shit.
here, just a miracle.
My foot's trapped. And I'm
Bruno
good.
out to
I'm good.
Dallo.
I'm good.
Dallo whips it in. Good ball to the back stick. Oh, no! The header was a good one. The ball came in and Vicario's made another great save. Fuck! He's been the difference really tonight. Vicario has made a lot of good saves. Ahmad, come on, boys. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. 20 seconds left. Dallo, good ball in. Again, get on the end of it. Bruno Fernandes. Ball over the top to Xerxes. Dallo brings it down. Beats the defender and gets across it. It's a corner. No, it's come off Dallo, has it? Shit. It's a corner for United.
Oh,
this is the last
fuck.
chance. This is the last chance, guys. Last chance of the game, guys. Corner for Manchester United. This is it. 97 minutes, 13 seconds gone on the clock. This is the last chance. Amad Diallo. Onana's up there as well.
Go on, Onana.
This is the last good game. Who's the Spurs' worst team?
Imagine if he scored. That'd be amazing.
Crazy, isn't it? Corner comes in. Garnacho. Oh, it's in the side netting. Fuck! That's going to be game over. Referee, please another corner, yeah? Casemiro over it, kick into the side netting, bless him.
Come on, that's got to be it. Come on. Blow your fucking whistle, cunt.
Goal kick for Spurs, and it's going to be the final whistle. There's the full-time whistle, guys. It's over. Manchester United have lost to Spurs. We've lost to Tottenham Hotspurs! Oh my God! What the fuck is the matter with these fucking damn absolute complete puddings? Again, how have we lost to the shittest, bottomless, biggest melting side of the history of the last fucking team they won, 2008, when Juan Ramos was at their fucking club. And we've just been done by them. Easily as well. No bottle from our players. I fucking hate this team. This team's going to be just disbanded in the summer. Disband a lot of them. And you know what? Fucking you know what, guys? No Kluben scammer him. That's fucking right. No Kluben scammer him. What the fuck were you doing, Ruben, throughout that game, man? You've stitched us up, mate. Shoddy fucking selections cost us. Mason Mount should never be near our start 11. Oh, he scored one nice fucking goal the other week. Let's make him the Messiah all of a sudden. He should be sat on the bench, fucking warming up the fucking tea. He shouldn't be playing for Manchester United, really. He was useless again. He should have started Ugarte, maybe even Garnacho. You look at some of the performances from the players. They didn't deserve to be starting in this final. Oh, fucking hell! Oh, Manchester United have bottled a major European
Drink it in.
final
Drink
against
it in.
Tottenham. Fucking Tottenham! Spurs! Spurs, guys! Spurs! We've lost to Spurs! We've out-bottled Spurs!
Oh, this is
mental!
This
How
is
do
what
you
it's all
do this?
worthwhile. It makes it
Spurs are the
all
shittest team in
worthwhile.
history when it comes to winning things and seeing out finals. They're the biggest bottle jobs. We've out-bottled the king of the bottlers here.
You have.
No Kluben scammer him! Why did we not see fucking changes earlier on, bro? Why did we not see any fucking proactive changes at half time? You know, as I said, it's fair enough if you select a team based on what you think's best for the task at hand. But throughout the course of the 45 minutes, when you see little melty bottle jumps like Mason Mount doing what he's doing, why the hell are you not doing the right thing and making a change at half time? Could have been a positive change for us, giving us an earlier chance. Amorim shat it. Oh my God. Ten Hag has been a complete melt job, but since this new guy's come in, we've gone to new levels of low. And I know it's not his fault. I know it's not all his fault, but fuck.
No, but you've taken on the Spurs mantle of being bottlers now. You've taken on their hoodoo. If you lose to Spurs, you are now the new Spurs. Game over, lads. Fucking game over. Hello there, Tina 2. Everyone go and follow Tina 2. And also everyone go and follow because they call Katie Marshall on YouTube, but they're not on Twitch. Go and follow Katie Marshall on YouTube, but follow Mad Cat Scotty on.
I just
Twitch.
want to see how the TTS says Schadenfreude. That and I want
their
a
new
pity
fucking
bomb.
spud peeler, because that's what he's bloody fit for these days. You know, you look at some of the options we've got. Number 7, mate.
Thank you for the 1987 bitty bits. Much love.
Awful, gastastic, loser. Andre Onana in goals. Fuck me with a burnt stick sideways if he's not the worst goalkeeper we've ever seen in all of our lives. He's right up there. You know, you look at the other end of the pitch, maybe a reason for them winning tonight is because of Vicario, a good goalkeeping performance. We didn't have that, did we? No. The one opportunity, he's only had to make one save. He's only had to make one fucking save tonight, but Mr. Flubberhand bottled it. Anyway, it's more Luke Shaw and these fucking bottle jobs that have caused us tonight. With the whole team, the manager as well, needed to make some changes, needed to input something different in the second half. We needed to get somebody else on at half time. He's left it too late. The last 15 minutes were positive from us. The last 5 minutes, very positive. Why are we waiting to the last 5 minutes of the game to start trying to win the fucking game? Why? That's fucking it, mate. That's fucking it, mate.
That is a sturdy guitar, man. Fucking hell.
Every fucking time. Now what? Now next season. Now what?
That's a great.
Who are we going to bring in? Who's going to want to play for us? I'll tell you who. No fucking bastard, mate. No fucking
He's ruined it. Fucking.
Going to want to play for us.
I was about to say that's
unbelievable.
That's a really good advert for the construction of that guitar, because that took a battering before it even broke. I'm getting some negative vibes from the lad. I don't think he's handling it well.
It's cost us a lot, this, guys. It's cost us for the next few seasons. It's not just one season. It's cost us for the next few seasons, honestly. We've lost the ability to bring the top players in. We've lost the ability to spend as much this summer. We've probably lost some of the ability to get rid of some of these twats. You know, like, if Gashmus Boylan is still here next season, I don't know what to think. You know,
You're not going to get anything for him.
If I can handle watching another season of that Flubberhand melting goals. Luke Shaw, if he's still here, collecting his Frey Bentos tins, I'm going to have had enough, guys, honestly. Like, we have to get rid of these guys. And the thing is, we've just made it much more difficult for us now to be able to get rid of these guys, because we're not going to necessarily be able to replace them with as much. We would have had more money to spend. We'd have had Champions League football to attract the top talent, and now we've got neither. We've just lost 100 million, and we've also lost the ability to give top players what they need, which is European competition.
Yes, 255,
so
he did.
This
yes.
is a massive. Oh fucking hell! Look at my knuckle, mate. This is a massive.
Yeah, you punched a fucking piece of wood, you twat. What did you think was going to happen?
History.
You repeatedly punched a piece of solid wood. You dickhead.
We're going to be finishing 16th, 17th like a bunch of melt jobs, and we're not going to have any, ability to kick on as much as we might.
Thank you for the on-screen celebration. Much love.
We could just focus on the league. Would
From...
you trust these bottle jobs to focus on the league? Goodness me, you need to
Oh,
get
no,
about
here we
11
go.
new players in this summer, which isn't going to happen now we haven't got the fucking Champions League in the bag. Nobody's going to want to come and play for us now, guys. We've shat it, we've bottled it, we've out-bottled Spurs. I don't believe it. Feel like bloody crying, mate. This team, man.
Please, please,
They've cost...
please cry. I want to drink your tears. You fucking child.
Hate this United team, mate. This United team, the worst United team in all my life. I fucking hate it. What the hell's the matter with them? Guys, just get a new one altogether.
That's what you get for being a glory-hunting West Country prick. You're not from Manchester. Why do you support Manchester United? This shouldn't be an issue for you. No, I'm not suggesting you'd enjoy watching fucking Torquay or Plymouth or wherever the fuck you're from. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And I don't want people to think I'm against the West Country. I'm just saying, like, he should support his local team, right?
This is the worst team ever, the most unlikable team we've ever had. Full of absolute diving little pansies who don't give a shit. Who are just happy to get their money and walk and just drive their Rolls Royce into trading and shit. Do they really care like we care? Bet you some of them do, but I bet you some of them couldn't give a toss. Some of these guys were 1 foot out the door already.
How's he still going? This has been minutes now. Just stop.
Oh my god. What's happened, guys? Where's it all gone wrong? What's happened? I'm really worried about Amorim now as well, folks. Like, I don't even know what's the best thing to do anymore. I'm sorry, but that sort of a level of performance, it really makes you question everything.
I think you need to
On the
take Man
back of where
United
we
to the
got
vet and put
record
them
points.
down.
I mean, how many times have we lost in the league this season? We're right down there. I mean, come on. You've got to coach the team that's there available to you. It's all well and good saying we'll change the system and build for next season, but there has to be some results along the way. We haven't got the results. Spurs have won a major European trophy. Fucking Spurs. Spurs are going to be in the Champions League next season. Spurs in the Champions League, not
funny.
us. Tottenham. That's right. That's what's just happened. That is what's just happened. And who's responsible for this? Well, lots of people are responsible for this. The shithouse owners. Sir Jimmy Twatcliffe. Those guys. The Glazer shithouses, obviously. But you have to say, a lot of these players are shite and need to be sacked off. The coach, I'm sorry to say, he did get it wrong tonight. It's easy to say in hindsight when it's not working. But then make the changes earlier. You know me, guys. I've been very staunch in my support of Ruben Amorim so far, saying that he needs the time in order to develop this team. And that is absolutely true. It is. But are you going to want to put faith in this guy now after seeing what he's overseen since he's been a manager of this club? Are you really going to want to put faith and money in this guy now? And that's the problem now. You've got to try and understand that, really, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if this guy's even going to be here at the start of next season. I'd like to think that Manchester United are not going to make a knee-jerk decision and get rid of something like that.
Ratcliffe is a wanker. Honestly, Ratcliffe going around sacking tea ladies, penny pinching, they deserve nothing from this season. They deserve nothing from this season. He was going to take over and not be like the Americans, and he somehow managed to be worse. Yeah, you deserve to lose, lads. Enjoy yourselves.
And sign loads of players to fit this new system. What if it doesn't work out for him and he's gone by fucking January? Then what? Then it's another Ten Hag situation. We just spent loads of money on somebody else's project. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. This is just like everything but the very worst that could possibly have happened has happened this season, guys. Literally.
Okay, you know what? On that very happy note, I'm going to leave you. Hang on. There you go, so you can see the thing. Anyway, I might put up a bit of the Normal Island as its own like video on the YouTube, because I've got to get better at that. I've got to get more regular with putting stuff up on the YouTube as individual videos, not just streams. Thank you enormously, everyone, for your support. Thank you for all of you your birthday well wishes, etc., etc. I don't know why I said it weird like that, but you get the idea. I will be back tomorrow, probably relatively late, with No Justice for question time. I would think. And then Friday, Christy will be back, and we'll do it Friday. We haven't done a stream with Christy in fucking ages now, and it's not good enough. Get Roy Hodgson in. Yeah, I'm down with that. Roy Hodgson. Shall we see who's going on the YamTubes? That I can send you over to. What is this? What are you sending me, 255? That's... oh, God almighty. What is it about photoshopping not me, but someone who looks vaguely like me into these situations, 255? What is it? What is it about this that so titillates you? Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but, like, I still don't quite get it. Okay, you're going to go into Katie Montgomery on the YouTube. Enjoy that shizzle. And who is going on Twitch? James from the internet. Yeah, we haven't been over to James from the internet for ages. So I'll send you that. Is it your birthday? It is, but not for much longer because it's like gone 10 PM here. Yes. Okay. I'll send you over to Jim Bobs from the interwebs. And, yeah. I'll be back in the morrow. James from... there you go. Thank you all for listening and watching. Thank you so much for all of your support. As always, dear chat, free Palestine, no pass around.